turn up, you get going. At every stop, baby, oh, it's showing. If I should stay, you find a reason to leave. When I'm busy, that's the time you are free. Just tell me, what should I do? How can I get how can I get through? How can I get through to you? Tell me, baby, please. How can I get through to you? How can I get through? With every step you take to, I keep reaching out to you. If I go left, then you turn to the right. I'm walking in darkness, bring me into the light. Just why can't you give me a chance? You keep running away from me. You keep running.
What is a cosplay? Anyways, I'm Meg from Hercules. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of extra time to get into cosplay because I also have to be in character, which means I had to go find a hunky man and chase him down and get him to do all these crazy things to earn my love. It was great and it was wonderful, and yeah, he's chilling with his dad Zeus now. Good for him. Good for him and his chilling. Hello. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. Correct. The first thing that must happen before anything else. I agree with you. And I appreciate your dedication to the role that I've truly crammed you all into, just like my gigantic ass is crammed into these itty-bitty teeny tiny shorts underneath my very pretty long flowy purple dress. Such a pretty long flowy purple dress. So nice. Yes, absolutely. You should be worshiping me. I am a goddess today. Oh, which isn't to say that I'm not a goddess every day. I could be a goddess every day too. Yeah, I love that everything, this is my favorite part. Everything he's trying to say is being caught by the auto mod, as if literally the confines of the stream is telling this worthless idiot, your words are unnecessary, your actions are everything. What a grand experience for each and every one of us. Oh, friends. Okay, watch me not spill this too. Oh yeah, I'm so elegant with one leg up and one leg out and over. Let me assume an actual elegant position, and then you can go ahead and start sucking my dick. Like the good little idiots that you are. Yeah, come suck my little... God damn it. Yeah. Is not the energy that I'm actually bringing into today. It could be. I could be that person. I'm not sure that I am right now. So give me a moment to maybe breathe into it and relax into it. I can get there. I just don't know if I'm there at the moment. Okay. Oh, is this a bruise? What have I been doing? Actually, that might be from stretching. That feels like a stretching bruise, because I definitely have been doing a lot of hip opening. I sound like a mall in the 90s. Very hip openings. You guys probably don't know what malls are, because I think a lot of you are too young to be here. There's no people under 18, thank you very much. Actually, is it people under 18? Who fucking knows? I know this is the worst and the best part of it. To be Meg, you have to wear little sandals. And wearing little sandals means that you fucking idiots get to see the exquisite beauty that is my whole entire... What is the word that... Carapace. I've been really loving the word carapace recently. Check out this carapace, you motherfucks. Yeah, carapace off. I thank God I delight myself, because nobody else is laughing. Oh, you worthless idiot. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Can somebody in chat tell him what to do? Somebody in chat's gotta tell him what to do. It can't be me. It couldn't possibly. Astrid sends her regards. Oh my god, like from the blood of blood. I'm so scared. That was such a scary part of Skyrim. That was such a scary part of Skyrim when you, how do you activate that quest? I don't even remember what you do to activate the quest, which is bad. I should, but I don't. Also, maybe I just haven't refreshed my memory recently. Maybe it's time for another Skyrim playthrough. I loved that when you went to bed, your character was what, like, normally you just like look at the bed, you press sleep, and then it goes boop, you slept, and it's like severance. You get severed from your sleep. But then when you activate the Brotherhood of Blood, is that what it's called? Or no, the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood, maybe that's it. Astrid wakes you up in the night, and she's like, hello, I'm a it's your dream come true, but I'm making it nightmarish. You've woken up in the middle of the night, and a sexy woman has broken into your sleeping quarters to wake you. And she's here to be like, I'm recruiting you to kind of like the Avengers, but like way less showy, like a much less showy the Avengers. I need to sometimes like strap myself into gowns, like in the back, because sometimes the straps just I got real slutty shoulders, although I'm still working through this in therapy. My shoulders are actually slutty, what my elementary school teachers abused me with. It's so weird to think of an adult woman being an elementary school teacher speaking to a child girl and saying, you can't wear a spaghetti strap tank top because you're trying to be sexy. And it's just like, I really feel like you should bring it up with the people who are manufacturing child-sized tank tops and not the children who are wearing the tank tops. It's not my fault as a child that they're making cute tank tops. Like, there's really, really cute and adorable tank tops for children to wear, and they make those for the reason that children should be allowed to wear tank tops. But then for whatever reason at my Catholic elementary school, they were just like, if you have your shoulders out, you're inviting the world to, I guess, rape you? I have no idea what they were trying to instill into us. But I guess I just have very slutty shoulders now as an adult. They really hammered that into me as a child, how whorish and slutty my shoulders are. And now every time I wear anything with like spaghetti straps, maybe also because I move around a lot when I talk, but they go wild. They're everywhere. The straps, who knows where they'll land? Who knows where they'll stay? I can't possibly be in charge of all of these bits and pieces of an outfit, of a conversation, of my hair. It is a little bit my least favorite part. Absolutely my least favorite part was when we were at a school dance and we were all in the gymnasium and it was 8,000 degrees in that gymnasium because there was a bunch of kids dancing. We're all dancing, we're having this amazing time. It's burning hot. There was a girl in my class who was shorter than me and rounder than I was. That was just her body type, was just rounder than my body type, which I was like a real stick. It didn't round out until recently. So I saw this girl in my class and she had a tank top on. And so I went to my teacher and I was like, can I please I was like, I have a tank top on underneath this. Can I please just like wear my tank top? And the teacher was like, no, you know the rules. You can't wear tank tops. And then I was like, look at that other girl in our class. She's wearing a tank top. And it's totally fine. And I pointed to her and she was standing there and she was dancing with two other girls. And it's weird that I was aware of this as a child because I feel like children shouldn't be aware of these social structures in the way that I was. But here we are. That girl that I was pointing out wearing the tank top was not a popular girl. She was not one of the girls that like some of the boys would rotate having crushes on. That was a different girl. That was like our friend who was the queen bee. She was like the number one most beautiful. She just like had this fucking personality where she was probably an extrovert, intuitive, feeling, and perceptive person as well, where she was very, very warm and very, very bubbly and so friendly. But like there was a depth and there was a rooted exquisiteness to her friendliness as well. She was so nice. So like there's like a spectrum of, and I was aware of this in elementary school, like who the popular girls were and who the popular girls weren't, who the popular boys were and who the popular boys weren't. And so this girl who was wearing a tank top was not part of the popular group of kids, and she was dancing with two other girls who would also be considered, like the three of them together were a wonderful group of friends, and they would have been considered like the least popular girls in our grade. And this sounds so crazy to say as an adult, because as a child I felt an intense amount of shame for recognizing any of this. If I was to say any of this to that teacher, which this is crazy because I had all of these thoughts as a child. Like I had none of the things that I am saying to you right now, and I often wonder if that's why people come into my stream and they're like, why does it sound like you're speaking from a script? And it's because I've had so many of these thoughts before. I have practiced saying them. I have said them over and over and over again. These are thoughts and feelings that are so, I guess, traumatizing to me that they're still alive with me in the room. Like I can imagine myself standing in that darkened gymnasium, the smell, the heat, the music, the atmosphere of being connected, and recognizing that it's okay for unpopular girls to be sexy because nobody wants to fuck them, is what this teacher was telling me. But it's not okay for me to be sexy because I was part of the popular group of girls. I was on the bottom rung of the popular girls. Like if you cut off the top of the pyramid and you looked underneath that like little cap that you cut off, there I was. I was like friends with the popular girls, but I wasn't one of the popular girls. People didn't have crushes on me. I was weird. I was so weird. Thank you, Free. Thank you, Free. Free pop every day. Hi, V. I hope that you're doing well. Love your hair. You look so pretty. I'm Meg today. I'm Meg from Hercules. Yeah, I needed a cosplay, but I also just wanted to wear this dress, and I love doing my hair this way, so it was a perfect coming together of all of my favorite things, and I hope you like it too. It's also just Friday, so I wanted something very easy. Anyways, as of, I guess I would have been like 13 or 14 years old. As a 13 or 14-year-old, I was already aware that this teacher was telling me that you're not allowed to be sexy if people want to have sex with you. You're allowed to desperately, and then it's like, yeah. It's so wild to me because that also felt really offensive because the girl who was wearing a tank top, here's another really intense layer to my psyche in my life. The girl who was wearing a tank top was my former best friend. She and I, in junior kindergarten, like very, very small, she and I had become best friends, and I really liked her. And I was so close with her, my big brother started joking that she and I were gay. My big brother started joking that she was my lesbian lover. And this was like the early 90s. So, and like the 90s. I didn't hate it, but it also made me so uncomfortable. It made me so uncomfortable because number one, I was like, I don't think I have sexual feelings towards this girl, but I do actually feel such an intimacy towards her that I love her so much. And now as an adult, I can recognize that, like, yes, I wanted her to be my girlfriend. I'm a gay woman, and I love men as well. So I guess I'm bisexual, pansexual. But I love, when I see women, I'm like, I love women. And when I see men, I'm like, I love men. And that was real, but it also, unfortunately, planted this, like, really insurmountable seed of shame inside of my little child body. And then I stopped being friends with her. And then I became friends with like the popular group of girls because truly I wanted them to like me. I wanted to feel popular. I wanted to feel accepted like we all do. And also I had a crush on, like, and I also had a crush on my closest friend in that group. Because it's so funny that when I look in the mirror and I think, wow, you look so beautiful, I think you look like your old, like, high school best friend. And it makes me so happy that I'm like, wow, it's your standard of beauty. It's just this person you were friends with. It's a great standard of beauty. It's not anyone else. Hi, Bubby. Hi, Bubby. Oh, yeah. It's very strange I guess in a weird way, it can almost make sense to me how, like, aggressively masculine heteronormativity became so popular. Because if you go up to any person and you say, aren't women beautiful and soft? And aren't women creative and surprising? And aren't women powerful and mysterious? And every person on the planet is gonna be like, fuck yeah, whether they're a man or a woman. And then there's some like monsters who would say otherwise, but we don't listen to them. We don't talk to them. We don't. There was this great clip. Oh my gosh. I feel like some of the American politicians are really starting to wake up because they're paying attention, I guess, a little bit to what's going on. You guys, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I have a friend who's in the American military, and I like chat with him every once in a while. I really adore him. Like, in my mind, crafting the message that I'm gonna send to him that says, okay, so when America invades, I need you to get to me as fast as possible. I need you to come to Canada quickly, wrap your fucking arms around me and go, this one's mine. Because maybe then other men won't tear me apart. I'm so scared of what America wants to do to Canada. And it's not just because I'm like a highly dramatic, emotional e-girl. It's also because I love science. I love science fiction. And guys, science fiction has warned us about this. I feel like you get to look back now on like all the jokes that were made about this type of thing, about like America wanting to take over Canada, and how we used to like laugh about it because it is so laughable. It was so crazy, so ridiculous. And here we are. Here we are where in March this year, I'm like, I'm afraid of what summer will bring. I'm afraid of what summer will bring. I'm scared. I have fear in me. It's a total rom-com movie plot. Oh my gosh, yes, this Canadian woman begging for an American man to save her from the incoming flux of fascism. Yeah, it's so romantic and I love it. Let's write this book together, Sven. It'll be made into a movie. We'll call ourselves Colin Dyson. Yes. Yeah, it'll sell billions. Blake Lively will be in the movie. It will become a pop culture touchstone. Read We Stand on Guard. It takes place during a fictional invasion of Canada by the US. You should read it. Have you Googled War Plan Red? If you haven't Googled War Plan Red, you got some fun reading. I had to stop reading the Wikipedia entry on War Plan Red because I was like, nope. No. Oh no. So this month is about relaxing and regulating. No, I can't. You guys, I love trees so much. I feel you. How do I say their username? 23. The 23. The trees need to be protected. The Lorax warned us about the trees. The trees need to be protected. The trees are everything. Without spoiling too much of last night's episode of Severance, there was a part where they showed trees. And I said, oh, they filmed this in Canada. Those are Canadian trees. And the poet who was over last night, so sweet, so lovingly, with his arms wrapped around me and his cock nestled deeply in my hand, he said, V, there are trees like that all over the world. There are many parts of the United States even that have trees just like that. But like, if you feel like they're Canadian trees, then yeah, absolutely. And then at the end of the episode, they were like, we found this in Newfoundland. And it made me so happy. I was like, I knew those were Canadian trees. They're individual and distinct living creatures that have, oh my God. The truth is, it's okay if those trees are cut down, because we are not going to forget those trees, and we will plant trees that our great-grandchildren will nestle in the shade of. That is the gift that humanity has always given itself. And no matter what happens, that's the gift that we will continue giving ourselves. Even if society completely crumbles entirely, as it seems to be doing, there will be people who will plant trees. Even if there aren't people who are on the internet, even if there aren't people who are driving cars, there will always be people who are planting trees, as long as there are people. And that's a beautiful thought, that nothing in this world will ever change that. Even if they try to indoctrinate and like matrixicize each and every one of us, it's as natural as breathing and blinking and thinking for us to plant and to cultivate. That's in our DNA, and fascism can't take that out of our DNA, no matter what they try to do. Trans lives matter. Trans rights are human rights, and our trans brothers and sisters and lovers and mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles, all of them have always existed and will always exist as well, as naturally as trees, as naturally as each and every one of us. This is the thing. I don't care to think about, what do they call him? The Mango Mussolini, which I think is so rude because, and I can't believe I actually like slapped myself last night thinking, are you praising Mussolini? I was like, Mussolini had some charisma at least. And then I'm like, what am I saying? Fuck Mussolini, fuck that orange idiot down south. We're not even gonna bring like the historic, god damn it. None of these, he doesn't deserve these cute fun nicknames. But you know what is great is that I am beginning, every time they bring up him, I just think, do you know who I love? I love gay people. I love trans people. I love people who are continuously exploring and authentically living their identity as it develops as a living person. It makes me feel like I am living in a rich world that I am meant to be in. And then it makes it so much easier to see those awful fucking people for who they are, which are very sad, broken, pathetic people who are only alive because they must have sold so many souls to the devil. And that's not how we live. We don't live by selling our soul or any other people's souls to the devils. That's not how we live, and they just live in a different way. And I love learning how people live in different ways. I can see how they are living. I can see what's keeping them alive, and it's radically different from what keeps me alive, which is, I don't know what my heart feels like, but I know what it feels like to feel your heart. And your heart is keeping me alive, and I feel that with every person that I meet, even if they're radically different from me, even if they're like, there's this awful, awful dude who hangs out downtown, and he dyes his hair like this like bright fucking red. He wears this bright red outfit. He rides a bright red bicycle. It's like all this bright red stuff. He paints his nails bright red. In the summertime, he was wearing sandals and his toenails are painted bright red. I can't remember if he had tattoos or not, because his clothing, his hair dye, his nail polish, his like the physical like bicycle that he was even riding on, the shoes, his pants, like his gloves, everything was this like bright fucking vibrant red. And this guy like screamed at me for wearing a face mask around the, like, yes, oh my god, you're so smart, Max. Yes, I am Meg. Oh my god, you're so smart. This guy screamed at me for wearing a face mask, and I hated it. It felt terrifying to be attacked like that in public. It really freaked me out. I was like, he's trying to annihilate me. He's trying to kill me, and I feel like my life is threatened. And then I kind of realized that this guy is just expressing himself in the way that he knows how, which is like abrasively and in a singular way. And that orange moron down south is expressing himself, and he's doing it in the only way he knows how, incoherently and loudly. And if you've ever been in my stream, you must also recognize that I too am incoherent and loud sometimes. I'm not saying that I identify with him and therefore I sympathize with him and therefore I think what he's doing is right. What I'm saying is, as my enemy, I understand how my enemy is moving. I think it's very important that we can hate him, but also recognize his humanity, because that's what's going to keep our humanity intact, which is something he and people like him have always wanted to remove, because it makes us special, unique, individual, and inconquerable, unconquerable, impenetrable, impregnable, unstoppable. Oh, so this was the clip. My God in heaven! Did you watch that clip of an American politician questioning, yes! Did you see him questioning? It's very exciting. He was like, so, if the current president of the United States, that orange moron, was a Russian asset, he would behave in these 5 ways. And he listed incontrovertible, like, sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like, the word isn't coming to me because I'm getting emotionally activated. And when you get emotionally activated, you don't have a dictionary in front of you or a thesaurus next to it. Indisputable, thank you. These 5 indisputable actions that an active agent of Russia would take as the president of the United States. And he asked the men on this council experience, I think they were appointed possibly by the Orange Monster, and they had no answers. They had absolutely no answers, and this man was like, you obviously have no answers, so I'm gonna cut you off right there. You can spout your diarrheic rhetoric on some other platform at some other time, but not here and now. Oh, it was wonderful. It was great. It's nice to see people get activated in a way that is the purpose of the leadership that you guys have been voting for. This is what they're supposed to be doing. It's nice to see them do it. Okay, so, what are you guys saying today? The Mango Manchurian candidate. God. The Mandarin candidate. Oh my god. The Mango candidate. You guys, he's bad news for you. And it's not to be flippant or diminutive, but this is the position that many women find themselves in when they realize they're dating an asshole. And you guys need to realize that you have entered into a relationship with an asshole. And women understand that you have to admit that you ignored red flags. You have to acknowledge that you were blind to many different betrayals. And then you can hopefully understand your own boundaries and then fight back in a way that feels authentic and effective. But yeah, there's if you guys haven't ever been in a bad relationship with a dude and had to get yourself out of it, this is going to be harder for you. This is going to be harder for you. There are so many people who will never have the strength to admit that they made mistakes in getting to the position that we find ourselves in. Hello, little dog. Yeah, The Manchurian Candidate's a movie about a politician that was brainwashed by a foreign nation. I mean, yes, that was a great movie, but I think you're also forgetting the very important piece of media, The Militarian Candidate. A TV show about a political campaigner who is intellectually manipulated into creating a sort of predestined political structure. It's a great episode of Bob's Burgers. You should watch it. I love Bob's Burgers. It makes me happy and it makes me feel scared and sad, and like this is not the direction that America wants to take, because they're trying to outlaw TV shows like Bob's Burgers because there are men playing female characters, and that's a real wild ignorance of history. Baseline, a wild ignorance of history. Men have always played female characters, and women have always secretly played male characters. In theater, in performance, in worship, because theater was born out of worshiping the gods. You put on these plays, and it pleases the gods, and they bring back the warm summer air. Guys, what is this little dog thinking and feeling? Are you seeing her just sitting here absorbing the conversation? Just leaning, just looking stoic and gorgeous? You can't play. Sorry. I forgot about Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson, who is invited to the cookout. The Poet was showing me TikTok videos yesterday of this great, comedy series where people just like go up and they give their sort of TED Talks. And this guy was giving his own TED Talk about people who were invited to the cookout. And I can't remember if it was the same conversation or not, but he eventually got to Spider-Man. And he was like, Spider-Man should be allowed to say every racial slur. And that was such a hilarious and ridiculous point. I'm like, let this man speak. I could listen to a full hour of this conversation, because what's great about Spider-Man is you have no idea who's under there. The only thing you get from Spider-Man is vibes. He's pure vibes, Spider-Man is. Nothing but vibes. I love Spider-Man. I love history, and you're exactly right. The El Gigantor? The El Gigantor? Oh my gosh, am I saying dirty slurs? I don't even know. I'm always so worried about people's usernames. Anyways, yes, people who... I love learning about history. It's deeply painful to learn about history. It's also incredibly valuable. Like having diarrhea. Yeah. It's such a dumb thing to say, but I said it. Hello and meditative. Is it windy today in Toronto? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I guess so. I am not the weather girl. I don't know. You can Google that. I just have a hard time understanding how people can even care enough about something like that to make it a thing. So something that happens when you live in the world is that to survive, to literally get through Monday to Friday, and then to actually be able to exist in some sort of way on the weekend, you have to dissociate. Dissociating is the number one thing that they teach you to do in school. As children, what we want to be doing is associating with literally everything. Children want to associate with everything. Children want to associate with that bug over there. Children want to associate with that patch of grass that they found at the end of a parking lot. Children want to associate with a pile of shit that they discovered in the middle of a farming field of, I don't know, goats. The children want to associate with everything. Their minds want to absorb and discover things on their own. What happens when I do this? What happens when I do that? I want to do this. I want to try that. Children's minds are association machines, which is excellent because children must learn very quickly how to operate in society. But we, a little while ago, maybe, I don't know how long ago, I don't know this part of history, because again, learning about this is very difficult. It activates people emotionally, and as soon as we become activated emotionally, we want to do something about it. And sitting down and having a rational conversation about emotions is not the first thing on that list, not even the second, the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seventh, or eighth thing on that list. It's very far down on that list. We have to get to it through concentrated effort. And we can't do concentrated effort, because as soon as we sit down in school tells us to dissociate from a singular subject coming from one person in front of you, and to not associate, to not even feel or engage with anything around you, with anything else that you are seeing, with anything else that you are smelling or hearing. You have to shut down all of your senses to be able to focus quietly, like some sort of Tibetan monk, on the droning intonation of an overworked, underpaid, disconnected adult. It's incredibly inhuman, it's unnatural, and children are right for arguing against it and fighting back from it. I don't know what the solution is. I think it is valuable to sit down and learn things, but I also think that it's valuable to get up and do things. Too many of us have just been told that sitting down and doing nothing is the right thing to do. I know that I'm sitting down right here and basically doing nothing, but I do get up and do other things, which makes the sitting down much more exquisite. But we're not taught how to get up and do things. We're not encouraged to get up and do things. And that's on purpose. Because if you start getting up and doing things, that's going to really interrupt the profit margins of people who want to just sit down and do nothing, while they force you to get up and work for them. The only time you should be getting up and doing something is if it's profitable for somebody who's not even in the room with you! Sorry. I have a lot of strong feelings about the labor force. My mother was a hardcore Luddite. She adored socialism. She was just when I was I want to be an actor, she was fuck yes. Yeah, you should be an actor, but also I'm not going to put you anywhere near the entertainment industry, because the entertainment industry is very firmly entrenched in making a man who's not even in the room feel good. And I think one of the most dangerous things that has insidiously crept into every part of society is this making a man who's not even in the room with me feel good? I don't want to do that anymore. The only men who aren't in the room with me that I want to make feel good are the ones who are watching my fucking stream, not the ones who are profiting off of the backbreaking labor that they're somehow hypnotizing us into doing. There's too much CBD oil in your tea. This is pure Kahlua and vodka. This is a Black Russian. This is a full liter of Black Russian. This isn't the right color for those things, but you guys don't know. Oh, right. Also, we're calling Black Russians Chadwick Bosemans from now on. Because honestly, I'd rather have him in my mouth than anyone. You know what I mean? He's a handsome man. I hope he rests in power. And I will objectify and adore sexy men from beyond the grave for the rest of my life. I'll never stop. What's good, baby? What's good, baby? I'll freaking eat your little nose up. Sorry. Oh, don't eat my nose up. But she rubs her nose on me instead. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I won't eat your nose up. I won't eat your nose up. I'll let you keep your nose. I love a Chadwick Boseman. I'm drinking a Chadwick Boseman. I also love that. Can you guys see the way that the colors split? That's how you know it's good shit. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as hypnotizing people into doing things. An assertion made without a shred of evidence will allow me to whip out all the evidence that I need to tell you that you're full of shit. Are you ready? I got it right here, baby. Ba-bam! That's right. Assertions made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. But let's keep going. Let's see what they've got to say. That's just an excuse for people who do things and then blame it on hypnosis. Oh, yeah, bring it on. Oh, yay, we're talking. I love talking. I'm going to try to be respectful, but I'm truly such a nasty bitch. It's not your fault for being nasty back to me, but we will punish you for it because that turns me on and that's what I'm here to be doing. Okay, so hypnotism can be real, just like faith in God can be real, and we can measure these things in ways that are real. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Chanting in groups to hymns can have an actual effect on the way that your brain operates, the chemistry of your body, and the very functioning of your mind. And this is clinically proven over decades of research. Belief is an actual real thing that does things. Somebody believed at some point in their life that they were going to create a computer, and that computer was going to be possible of connecting people all over the globe instantaneously, which truly sounds impossible until you realize that we're doing it right now. Oh, sorry. I can also just bring the microphone closer. Yeah. Hello. Not that you guys don't want to look at all my cute, fun toys, but I can just like, oh, sorry. Now I need to be quite careful that I'm not going to be too loud now, though, because now it's like I'm really loud. I agree that for you, hypnosis is not real. And I agree for you that people can use excuses to shift blame. And I'm not going to argue with that. I don't even think that's what you're saying. I think what you're saying is there's no such thing as hypnosis. And I'm like, well, there is, and that's a real thing that actually exists. And people have done it. It was really interesting. So I got a degree in theater. I love my degree in theater, super fun. And then I went to a talent show where one of the people went up on stage and their talent was hypnotizing people. And they got people out of the audience and they hypnotized them. And I realized, I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely fucking wild. Hypnotism is real. It's part of relaxation exercises, expanding your imagination, and then embodying the character that you are hypnotized or meditated into. That's basically what meditation is. It's hypnotizing yourself. Absolutely. And using the word hypnotized by society is a way of expressing that constant drone of information that is in every part of our lived experience that really forms what we think is possible and what we think we need to do. And then it informs our actions. We're hypnotized into doing things that we might not actually want to do. How long was the wait today? I think I made them wait like 58 minutes. Like, it was almost a full hour of their lives just waiting for me to show up in this cute little dress. I didn't mean to comment that. I was hypnotized into doing that, so don't blame it on me. Yeah, there it is. Wow, it works perfectly. And now he's proven how hypnotism works. I had this like shining moment. This is a fault of my personality type. I had this shining moment that I was actually gonna have a conversation with somebody, and you're like a cardboard person. You're like the shape of a person, but there's no actually person. There's no actually like person inside of what you're doing. That kind of sucks, but it's not surprising. Most people are very two-dimensional, which is, I don't know, I guess important in a way to recognize, but also hard to dissociate from the disappointment of it. I love finding deep people to connect with. But they are few and far between. They really are few and far between. That's okay. It means that when you find those connections and you have that sensation that you're really with the person you're meant to be with. Oh, that's better than sex and drugs. Like, when I was in university, I lived in a big, beautiful house with all of my best friends. If I think about heaven and paradise, like when I die and I go to heaven, I'll open the door to that house with those people, and it'll be like this gigantic house with like all of my extra bedrooms with all my extra people living in there with me. But it's heaven. I loved it. And I was living in heaven, and I ascended to the highest tier of heaven, and I found an angel sobbing. An angel wrapped in her own beautiful golden wings, sobbing because she recognized that there was evil inside of her. And I was just so flabbergasted that I was like, of course there's evil inside of you. Of course there's like hateful things inside of you. You are an angel. You are so beautiful and so pure and so full of light. You can't just be one thing. That would make you shallow and imperfect and impure and not an angel. I love my friends so fucking much. It was so crazy to watch her cry and to watch her be like, I hate myself because I think there's bad things inside of me. And I was just like, I love you because you recognize the bad things inside of you. And I truly think that's what makes you so beautiful and perfect. And I'm still so in love with her, and that love transformed me for the better. I figured out the shortcut to being a better person. And it's when you fall in love with somebody, you do everything in your power to be the best version of them. You see who the best version of other people are easier, I think, than yourself often, in my experience. And so I'm like, oh yeah, whenever people are like, I love this about you, I immediately can trace that back to, yes, it's because of this woman who inspired me and I loved her, and then I adopted this part of her. Or this man who inspired me and I loved him and I adopted this part of him. Oh, it feels so wonderful. It feels great. Not TV show characters, though. It doesn't work with TV show characters because, unfortunately, TV show characters need to be the worst versions of themselves, often to further the plot. But the reality is, furthering the plot of your own life has nothing to do with being an asshole. It just doesn't. It just don't. It just don't, and it doesn't. I love this dress because, look, it's got little cutouts in the side. It's so nice. It's just, it needs, like, some adjustments. So I think I'm going to... Brooklyn, are you here? No, Brooklyn usually, like, will say something if she's here. Also, oh, wait, no, I know where Brooklyn is. Never mind. We all know where Brooklyn is. I think I'm going to wear this dress to my friend's wedding. And I was, like, trying to figure out how I would do my hair for the wedding. And I was like, oh, well, I could do this hairstyle. And then I was like, this is a Megara cosplay. You can't wear this outfit to your friend's wedding and do this hairstyle because then you're literally going to your friend's wedding in cosplay. And that's the dumbest, most attention-seeking nonsense imaginable. So I think I'm going to wear this dress to her wedding, which is, like, a nice purple dress, which makes me happy and feel pretty. But I'm going to do my hair differently, so I'm not doing... There's even a hair on my hairy legs. Yeah, yes, there's solutions in here. I'm gonna do maybe like a center part and then like it down. I don't know. Or if I do it up, I'll do it in the center part. Who knows? Maybe not off to the side. I don't want to be Megra for Brooklyn's wedding. I think this one needs to be tighter. This one feels loose, like a goose. I'm not here to honk in that way. Oh. Okay, that's better, I think. Anyways, try to love the people that are good for you and try to be good like the people you love. Welcome to InvaderVie's stream. Anyways, I'm Meg. I love the Meg cosplay. I love being Meg. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a little better. I like it a little more. A woman with hair saying it's so. I love my legs are so hairy. They got so, because it's winter time, so I'm wearing a lot of pants. I'm wearing a lot of like I don't go out wearing dresses or anything. And even when I'm hanging out with the poet, I'm like in sweatpants. And also, I don't think he would care at all if I was like, look at my sweatpants. I mean, look at my like hairy legs that are underneath my sweatpants. This guy's first comment, you got older? Anyways, you definitely hit that spot for quite a few of your cosplays. Just got that look. Ew, imagine getting older. Like, imagine aging in a linear fashion in line with our humanity. That's fucking disgusting. Kill yourself in a video game. I think that's what he's trying to tell me, guys. Damn. Damn, I say. Which is more attractive? Someone who's always been good, or someone who had a bad past but has worked hard to be a good person? No one is that first one. So there's only one answer. That's a crazy question. What's more attractive? An impossible nothing that has never existed, or the lived human experience of each and every one of us? I don't know. When you put it that way, it's so hard to choose. Oh, the library. You know what's crazy is that Cleopatra was like, man, I wish I could read all that. That's crazy. I wish I had all that. Personal preference for me is less hair. I feel like I just want to ban you because nobody asked, and not only are you not contributing anything to the conversation, you're making it worse by expressing dumb opinions. And I don't think I need to listen to that. Yeah. Sorry, women are allowed to get old and have hair in 2025. I want to get off this ride. Considering the available alternative, getting older is nice. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. So was I supposed to actually just like die the minute I turned 30? That's good to know. I hope that every man who feels that way, you know, really acts on those feelings in their heart in a video game. You're trying to hide it, but it's not working. I'm trying to hide that I'm getting older by showing up and existing in front of you. Have I been getting extensive cosmetic procedures? I mean, I do dye my gray hairs. I'll be honest about that. I do dye my gray hairs, much like your mother and grandmother did, yeah. I don't think I'm trying to hide that I'm aging. I love getting older. I think it's a wonderful thing. There is no shame in getting older, especially as a woman, because real men also like enjoy getting older, and real women enjoy getting older. And it's very important to recognize that there are literally dying children in hospital beds who would do anything to get older. They would literally do anything to get older. So we don't need to listen to people who want to shame us for living and for breathing and for carrying the weight in our bodies of experience. I do it for each and every one of the little children who I met and I hugged. I looked into their eyes, I said, I love you. And I know that they're dead now because there's no way that many of them would recover from what they were going through. Yeah. It's important to go through these lived experiences because when somebody comes to me and they say, you've gotten older, you're noticeably aging, there's a sagging to your face and body, there's a fattiness to everything about you, you know what I mean? When people say these things, it hurts, it scares me. I know it. I know that I'm getting older. I'm being faced with my own mortality. My youth is gone. I will never get my youth back. It is over in my life. That's done. And that does hurt in a really terrifying way. And those people's negative comments can activate that terror in an incredibly damaging way that, to be honest, ages you. Like, do you know what it does? It ages you. That terror and that fear, it ages you. And it's the gift that we give ourselves, that we get to face our fears and actually let that make us immortal. Yeah. Yes. I am going to get older. I am going to become less firm. I am not going to bloom with the blossom of youth anymore. I already did that. And you know what the most important thing is? I didn't share it with people who only liked me for being young and beautiful. I spent all of my young and beautiful years off the internet. Like, I started streaming when I was 29, which people already were like, you're hitting the wall. You're like, you are the wall. You're 29, gross, disgusting. You're the wall. You're 29 years old. You're already really old for an e-girl. And I was like, yeah, and I'm only gonna get older. So here, let's do it. And I feel so good about that choice because I love that my youth was not something that anyone other than myself got to enjoy. People weren't jerking off to pictures of my 25-year-old face because I wasn't posting pictures of my 25-year-old face. But you guys are jerking off to pictures of my 34-year-old face, and you will be jerking off to pictures of my 35-year-old face. And I think that's good for me, and I think that's good for you. I think it's good for you to jerk off to women as they age as well, and that's not, that's like as silly and ear-catching as it sounds. It's not I don't mean it just for that, I mean it because it's the truth. V is in fact AI, nothing is real, chats, so many trolls, it feels like my satire is now becoming one of them. I had a very InvaderVie-like moment a while ago. I got estimated to being 25, and I'm turning 35 in a month. People just have like a terrible judge of other people's ages because people are not particularly that observant. Like this guy who came in and said, oh, you've aged, he feels like he's being like super duper observant, and it's like, I feel like if you were actually observant, you would notice that everybody is aging. Like, we all get to age. We're all rapidly aging. Anyone who isn't being weighed down by what is going on in the world is just not paying attention to what's going on in the world, and that might come back to bite them in the ass more than my aging from paying attention. Yeah. That's right, Brandon. Now give me my money. That's right. Now give me my money for all the smart things I said with my butt out. I remember being your 3,000th follower. It's crazy to see how much things have changed here and just in life in general since then. And yet not at all. Like I'm still the same in many, many ways. In many happy ways, I'm very much the same. It makes me happy to still be the same person that I am. Yeah. Oh, the hee-hees. I do love a giggle. I'm a giggler. I'm a giggle girl. Anyways, so when people come to you and they say mean things like, you're aging and I'm noticing it. You're not as beautiful as you used to be because you're older now. Do you guys remember in the horror movie Sinister, rather. There we are. Sometimes I get Insidious and Sinister mixed up. You can understand why. Ethan Hawke moves his family into a house. Oh, temporarily autonomous zoo, welcome back. Ethan Hawke moves his family into a house where the previous family was murdered gruesomely. And in living in this house, he's investigating the murder, and he's investigating the series of murders that seem to like be following these families all across America. And there's this persistent theme throughout the movie that he's being haunted by these like ghost children. And when I watched Sinister, that was very scary to me. I couldn't the idea of being haunted by multiple ghost children is on an intellectual level horrifying, on an emotional level horrifying, and on a visceral level horrifying. And then my brain and my body and my heart were like, it's going even further than that. Like, why is this so especially scary? And it's because on a real level, in a beautiful way, I feel like I am haunted by the ghost children. That when I worked as a professional Disney princess in Southern Ontario, we did many Make-A-Wish Foundation grants for children who were so sick that they would be dying soon. And there's nothing more perspective solidifying. What is important? What is not important? What is of value to you as you move forward in your life? And what is valueless and should be thrown away? As a professional Disney princess who has become officially best friends, a big part of the parties that we would do with these children, these beautiful children, was that we would sign a best friend certificate. And we would make a big deal about how I, as the Disney princess Belle, Snow White, Ariel, Rapunzel, Anna, Elsa, or even Barbie, I was their best friend for life and beyond. I would be their best friend as long as I was alive. And I would be their best friend for as long as they were alive and beyond. And I loved being a Disney princess so much. I went in to the first audition on the first day at that company, and I sat down and I was like, this is what I feel like I am meant to do, because I understand that each and every one of these children are people. These are tiny people. These are the most vulnerable people on the planet, because it's temporary. Being a baby is temporary. Being a child is temporary. And the older you get, the more you realize that temporary states of existence are so important. So important. And you need to use those temporary states of existence to cultivate important feelings, so that as you get older, you keep those important feelings and you can feel like an important person. Because the whole wide world is designed to make you feel unimportant and tiny and small, and like you should just sit down and be quiet. But it was really important for me, for these children to feel like they were seen and they were loved, not just by their family because of blood relations, not just by the doctors who were caring for them because of professional decorum, not just because they were sick or they were dying, but because they were just children. They were just regular kids, and they deserved regular kid things like all the other kids get. But it was special because of all that other stuff that was going on around them. It's so important for me to get old, and it's so important for me to get fat and have gray hairs and wrinkles, and to notice the softening of my entire body into age, because that means that I'm doing it right for those kids who will never get old, for those kids who are never going to get gray hairs and wrinkles or stretch marks or fat. Those kids never got the pleasure of jiggling their disgusting old fat bodies in the mirror and going, "God damn, girl, you really had it back then, and maybe you still got it." That's the gift that those children deserve, and it's one that no matter how much their parents cried, no matter how much their doctors sweat, no matter how much their friends loved them, could stop them from not being able to get older. I love getting older. It's crazy to say I love being haunted by the ghost children that I'm best friends with, but it's important that I'm haunted by those ghost children, because when men, and maybe even women, I don't know, when people rather, come in and say those nasty, hurtful comments, I'm a human, they hurt. I don't want to hear negative things about me. I don't want to be reminded of the times that I was less than, or the times that I was wrong or stupid or mean or a failure. But those ghosts live with us as much as the happy ghosts do too. And if you try to ignore the bad ghosts, you won't get to keep the good ghosts either. And that means when people come and they say mean shit to you, you won't have those good ghosts to help you give perspective. And you deserve that perspective. You really do. You do. Have you been doing upper body workouts? Because I'm seeing these arm muscles today. No, it's, you know what? It's not that I'm getting muscles. It's that I'm slowly losing body fat. Which is I used to put so much honey in my tea, and it made the honey in the tea make me so happy. And then I was like, you can't have all this sugar. Like, I really can't have all this sugar. It's making you fat. And I want to enjoy getting fat, and I want to enjoy my tea, and I want those Venn diagrams to not be overlapping. You know what I mean? This guy says, you're so pretty. Holy shit. Thank you. I don't actually feel especially pretty today. I have eczema. I have crazy eczema all over my face. And I haven't been taking good care of my skin recently, so it's especially bad today. So, like, this guy being like, you look older. I'm like, yeah. And I'm worse off. Like, and I got eczema. Like, this guy's right. I'm gross today. Thank you so much for telling me that you find me pretty. That's all I wanted. It's all I wanted was for you to think I'm pretty, because that's where I put the effort in today. You're a good egg, V, in case no one told you today, dude. Not all the time, but I feel like in this instance, yes, this is a good thing that I have loved cultivating inside myself. And I love sharing it with you, because now I've cultivated a little bit inside of you. Now that seed is planted. And now when you hear somebody, when you hear like a friend or a sister or a coworker say like, ugh, I'm so fat and old, you get to say, guess what? There are a lot of people who would love to get fat and old, and I'm sure that you know a bunch of them who like aren't here anymore. I'm sure Michelle Trachtenberg wanted to get older and fatter. I'm sure that Gene Hackman was like, I deserve to get older and fatter too. Like, we lose people and they don't get to get older and fatter, and that's actually a shame. It's not getting older and fatter that's a shame. So what are you doing with the honey? I put 1 tablespoon of honey in my tea. I was putting a lot of honey in my tea, and I'm a like all or nothing kind of person. Soul says, Soul have? Soul of 2? That's rough. Not many people have had the heart to do that for sick children. Kudos to you for that. Those kids will never forget you. And you know what? I will never forget those kids, and both are equally important and deeply necessary. Yes. Hi, V. What's good, Marcus? Marcus, don't judge me on my honey usage. Luckily, I spent the second jar a week ago. I think I should ease a little bit with it. I know, right? It's very... I need to just, like, cut down on the overall sugar intake. And then also, if I cut down on the overall sugar intake, then that means that I get to increase my enjoyment of the individual sugar intake. To be honest, the things that I'm finding most beautiful are your vibes and the minds and things that you're saying. Oh, I mean, that's what I've cultivated. That's like, I mean, I'm like doing yoga and like taking care of my body, but I'm also like, you're getting older, V. Like, you're not as thin as you used to be. You have like tension that's like creeping into your face and your neck and your body. That's natural for getting older. It becomes a lot harder to just like relax and bounce back because your body's older. It doesn't bounce back as naturally as it used to. And I recognize these things, and it makes me scared because I'm like, oh, people aren't gonna like me because I'm getting old and fat. And then the truth is, I don't want those people to like me. I actually only want people to like me who want me to get older and fatter, because those people want me to live. And it seems like a pretty good baseline. Sorry. And it seems like a pretty good baseline to just be like, I want people to want me to live. As a Twitch streamer, what kind of audience do I want to cultivate? Do you want your audience to want you to live, or do you want your audience to want you to die? And I feel like if I was younger, I would have been like, I want my audience to think that I'm beautiful, which means I would rather die than have them find me ugly, which is just like, you know what I mean? Let's take a little break. I missed my break. Let's take a little break. Yeah. BRB friends. wish that I had that, like, ability. I wish that I was that strong. I am not that strong. Not even a little bit. I'm very weak. I'm a very weak person. Maybe I'll get stronger and then I could do like a full outfit change. But also I'm like wearing a long flowing like literal shapeless dress cuts the viewer count like crazy. And it's Friday. It's Friday. It's like the end of the week. I'm okay with the viewer count reflecting a like Friday. And oh wait, no, I want to keep my sandals on. It's part of my outfit. Sorry, I'm so used to I'm like, don't put your feet on there, but no, the feet go on there. It's okay, even with the sandals. These are my indoor sandals. This is why I'm wearing them. Yes. Is it a gooning weekend? Isn't it? I mean, I feel like every weekend could be a gooning weekend. There's really no limit to it, but are you feeling particularly gooning? Are you? How do I feel about my weekend? Am I going to goon this weekend? I don't know. I wish I had like really, really intense gooning plans, but I really don't. I'm sorry. I could make some gooning plans. Yeah. Do you play music for money? Like Lawn Roller? Oh, do you mean like would I play a song on stream for money? I've never done that before. I don't usually do anything for money. Like literally I just take your money and I don't do anything to even earn it or even appreciate it. Oh, it's a frill. I'm sitting on my frills. There we go. Ah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, okay, I understand what you're asking me for. Do you know what DMCAs are, Lawn Roller? Like, I don't mean to be rude, but there's like a lot of music that I just can't play on stream because there's copyrights on them. Do you want to just tell me what song you like? I think that's kind of the way that you get more. I think that's like probably the better way to go into these conversations is being like, hey, I really like this song, and then you tell me the song, and then we can talk about the song, but like, no offense, I don't want to be that person. But unless you're like DMing somebody and you're DMing about your shared music tastes, it always feels a little weird to me when people are like, oh, can you play this song? Because I'm like, so do you just want to listen to it or do you want me to listen to it? Because it sounds like you just like the song and you just want to listen to it. Like, it doesn't really matter if I want to. Why does it matter that I listen to your song? Why don't you just play it? Also, no offense, but I've never listened to the music that's played. Sometimes I hear it. I think you guys have seen me do that. Like, I can hear the music that's playing. It's coming through the speakers, and I want to be sure that it's not, like, playing anything that I find that isn't, like, matching my vibe. And sometimes I even respond to it, that I'll be like, sorry, what I'm saying is matching up to the music too much. Or, like, what I'm saying is so backwards, opposite from the music. But, yeah, I try not. I don't think I've ever, in, like, the years that I've done streaming, played a song that anybody else wanted me to listen to. Yeah, it could be distracting, like listening while talking. You know what? It's probably just that reaction content is so popular. Like, reaction content is so popular that, like, a lot of people who do online content creation are a little bit like, oh, I need content. I need something to do. And so listening to music and, like, responding to songs and, like, vibing out to the music. I get, like, I see how that's part of the fun. Is Twitch your full-time job? Okay, so I stream for about 4 hours, Monday to Friday-ish. Does that sound like a full-time job to you? We did do a media share once or twice. Yeah, I remember that. I hated it. I did not like it. My style of streaming is not you show and I tell you. My style of streaming is I show and tell you. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, that was valuable to learn how much I hated that and why I hated it. Well, I for one liked the Meg outfit. I always felt strongly for her, and she had seen like too much of reality. Oh, I love it too. That's why I'm wearing it. I'm not wearing this because it's like so sexy and popular and I'm gonna get so many viewers. Like, that's not what today is about. I just wanted to show up in a cosplay that I was comfortable in and didn't really have to like put a fuck ton of effort into. I just want to be myself, thank you very much. Yeah, it's Casual Cosplay Friday. Live for my Casual Cosplay Fridays. So happy to see you again. I'm wishing you well. Oh, goodness gracious. So I have had a couple of inquiries about being my servant, which is amazing. I'm very excited. I'm getting a servant, like a BDSM servant. Yes, I want a submissive. I'm trying to find a submissive, and I'm very excited. I've been like setting out feelers online, which is good. I mean, we live in a global society, so like having global access to servitude is ideal. But also I'm like, oh, I need to go out and about. I need to like actually start engaging in some dates. Spring is a good time for dating. And I'm single, and I'm ready to mingle, and I'm ready to, oh my God in heaven. I hate change. As I'm even describing this, I'm like, I'm already overwhelmed and exhausted and terrified. I can't even talk about it. Oh, you said that you would never show your feet on stream. They like use so many extra words to try to get around the band term, which I think is fucking hilarious and so funny. I'm gonna blow your mind. It's my body and I can do what I want with it. And beyond that, I don't really, like, what more do you need to know? Wait a minute, you said something in the past and then you made a different decision in the present? Is that allowed? I think that maybe you guys watch too much TV. And again, you think that people are characters in TV shows who like are rigid structures to form narrative plots for entertainment. I'm a human. I'm just a person. I'm just a regular person. I'm just a regular person who makes regular decisions, and sometimes those decisions change. Would you ever date any of your stream viewers? Are you asking if I would date you? Are you asking if I would date you? Do you think I'm gonna date the kind of guy who asks these sort of like beta, beat around the bush questions? Do I seem like the kind of person who's like, do you know what I love? People who are like too evasive to commit to their own fucking experience. That's so horny to me. That's so hot. Said, no V ever, you guys. Can you have a little bit more fucking conviction in your own experiences? Can you just come out and say it? Hey V, I would love to date you and I'm one of your viewers. At least I can have a conversation with that. Speaking of TV show characters, can we talk about Severance? No. I'm so sorry, Awesome Sauce. There are too many people who will only get to watch Severance over the weekend. And I don't want to ruin it for them because this is very important for people, like not having spoilers. Because again, do we have a lot to look forward to in our lives? Maybe less than we thought we did in the past. So we have to keep it secret and safe for now. And then we can talk about it on Monday. Unoriginal sub, here we go. So would you date me and then marry me and then poison me with arsenic for my fortune? Oh my God. I mean, I might pick a different poison, but yes, put the ring on. Get it on there, let's go. Let's also be married to the sea. I really feel like a throuple would just be so horny for us. We can talk about Severance next week. Yes, after people have had an opportunity to watch it over the weekend, which I feel like is fair. This guy's saying, no, there are certain people who would only date people apart from their stream reviews. Yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. we don't really get to, I mean, we do and we don't. We get to meet people in lots of different ways, and then we get to decide how we want to interact with the people that we get to meet, and that's great, and we love that. And so would I date somebody that I met through streaming? The reality is, sure, of course I would. It's absolutely possible that somebody comes into stream and they literally sweep me off my feet. They just like hand over a bunch of money and they're really engaging in chat and they ask for nothing more than for me to just enjoy myself while I'm at work. And then they do that every once in a while until I can't deny that they are obviously interested in me in a way that is to my benefit. And then I love interacting with people who go out of their way to show me that my happiness and healthiness and safety is what they want. But then this is the thing. There's so many people who are like, no, I want to date you for things that you are going to do for me. And that's so... The sea is our dark mother, horny. I love it. I love the ocean, my mother. Mother ocean. A hot ham throuple. I love the hot ham throuple. Oh, welcome back for 3 months. DMZOR. Dimzer. Welcome back. Oh, V, you look great. I hope you have an amazing weekend, V. V, I'm forever grateful that you introduced me to Severance. It's a great show. It is a great TV show. There's so many good things going on in that show. It's like literally all the best, coolest fucking things. It's beautifully shot. It's a great story. There's awesome. Oh, but here's the thing. The poet and I, we've started like butting heads. We're starting to, actually, have we or have we not? I think we're just expressing different opinions, which to me always feels really terrifying because often the guys that I've dated before would basically be like, any opinion that you have that's the same as mine makes you worthy of my love. And any opinion that you have that is opposite to mine is simply something to overwrite with my own experience. This has been so terrifying to me. It's been such a nightmare to date people so consistently over and over again who are like, I want to annihilate all the things about you that are different from me. It's disgusting. I would much rather date people who are encouraging about the ways that I am different from them. So the poet, I think the poet's falling into that category, which is great. And that he was like, I don't like Patricia Arquette as an actor. He said, I don't think she's a good actor. And I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy because there's so much evidence for her being an amazing actor. To assert the opposite of it is wild, so go right ahead. And then his basic response is that like Keanu Reeves and Patricia Arquette and to an extent perhaps even Willem Dafoe, that there are certain actors who are basically playing themselves over and over and over again. And in many ways I'm like, yes, and that's great. That's a type of acting which is valuable, difficult, and rare and important. And he's like, no, I don't think that's good acting. He's like, I think good acting is like being more versatile. I think you need to be versatile to be a good actor. And I was like, that's also, like, I see that as well. I think the difficulty with that is, number one, sometimes you're just not born into a versatile look. And then for people to be like, I want you to disappear into this character would mean to destroy the individuality of your look. So like with Patricia Arquette, her teeth are not, she doesn't have Hollywood perfect veneers. Her teeth are not perfectly straight. She doesn't have perfectly straight teeth. And I think that is something that she brings into every single one of her characters. Every single character that she plays is the type of person who doesn't have perfect teeth. And then that also means that she is excluded from playing characters who would, because of the life that they've lived, arguably need to have a mouthful of crazy looking veneers. And so certain actors are like, I could play the veneers character and I could play the crooked tooth character, which are just like hits. Like we're really boiling her down to her physical attributes, which unfortunately is a big component of acting. This is the thing. Unoriginal Sub is like, Willem Dafoe is so versatile. He really is. He can do the whole gamut of himself, absolutely. Willem Dafoe, unfortunately, doesn't get, as an actor, in television and film that we've seen. Actually, he's done a lot of television. I feel like he's mostly just film. And he does plays as well. is theater as well. We don't get to see this from these people. That's not how the industry is set up. And so it makes me feel so defensive when I hear the poet say, I don't think Patricia Arquette is a good actor. And I'm like, well, the industry isn't a good industry. You know what I mean? Like, the industry isn't set up to allow her to be cast in roles where the character should have a perfect mouth of veneer teeth. Even though it is arguable and necessary as well that those characters don't have those types of teeth. It's very restrictive. The industry is incredibly restrictive, which is why when you find actors who can be themselves in so many different roles, I think that is the height of artistry. I think that shows what great actors they truly are, what great artists they truly are, because the industry has narrowed them down so much, and they're like, fine, if you're going to narrow me, if you're going to pigeonhole me, if as every person in the industry is going to be put into their hit, into their role, then I'm really going to flesh out every role that I'm in the most human and the most original and the most me way. I think that's excellent acting. I love it. It makes me so excited. It makes me so excited. It's very cool. It's like in Freerun, when as a magic user you can look at people's mana and you start to notice when people are restraining their mana because of the slight fluctuations. As I've gotten older, I feel like I can watch acting and I'm like, oh, I can see the fluctuations and this is good acting. I can see this connecting, and I don't think this is good acting. I don't see this connecting not only to me, but just like even to themselves sometimes. I love it. I feel like I'm talking out of my ass a lot, but welcome to the stream. Yes, you wouldn't have watched Severance if it wasn't for me talking about it and like demanding that you do. Yes. Yes. That literally makes me so happy, guys. Yay. Oh my gosh. It deserves all the praise. It deserves all the accolades. It deserves all the eyes on it. I have a new crush. Her name is Jessica Lee Gagne. Gagne, winner. She is the director of photography for Severance, and she also did she directed the episode 7 of Severance in season 2. And I was like, oh, number one, I love Severance because it's just such an intensely beautifully shot TV show. It really is a beautiful to watch TV show, and it's terrifying but also kind of soothing in a way. And the director of photography, I was like, wow, this person is like fucking amazing. And then finding out that it's actually a very attractive woman is like, oh, it's just the icing on the cake. So I followed her on Instagram and then liked a bunch of her Instagram stuff and then like put some Instagram comments, and it was very creepy towards her. But I'm allowed to have crushes, and I'm allowed to stumble through the awkward action of being infatuated with somebody. Oh, so I'm like, are you an embarrassing loser, V? Yeah. Yeah. And then we've got Leonardo DiCaprio, who morphs into amazingly different characters in every role he plays. Oh. Leonardo DiCaprio always does play very intense characters. Yes, he does. That's what he likes to do. It's what he's good at. And people like to do what they're good at. There's no arguing there. But then I feel like I want to argue with you, Vaseline, where I'm just like, Leonardo DiCaprio plays very similar. To be honest, there's very few actors that you can point at. Maybe Emma Stone. Arguably, Emma Stone is the first one. Actually, so maybe I'm completely wrong because I just think of the first one that pops to mind. And if there's one, there's probably tons of them. But actors get typecast a lot. Casting directors are looking for who really embodies this type of character, and we love stories about sort of the same types of characters over and over and over again, undeniably in a way. Lovely V. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so cozy in my flowers and in my flowy dress. This is my natural state of being, even if it's not the most popular way to be. This is why I love Quentin Tarantino films. He's a weirdo, but he's amazing at pulling the best out of his actors and actresses. So there's something that happens in the entertainment industry, and it sucks. It's that praise rolls uphill and criticism rolls downhill. And so you get comments like this where people are like, wow, Quentin Tarantino is such an amazing director. He gets amazing performances out of his actors. And I'm not going to argue with that, but I would like to say there is so much that goes into making a movie. There are casting directors. There are the actual actors themselves and the individual performances that they're bringing. There are set designs, lighting designers, construction, so much hair, makeup, costuming. It's so much that goes into making a wonderful movie. And it's very easy for all of the praise for that just to roll up into Quentin Tarantino did all of this. And it's so sad and frustrating because then when individuals on the film have negative things to say, that criticism and that negativity usually just rolls back down onto themselves. So I really liked Quentin Tarantino movies too. I really, really did. And then I heard Uma Thurman talking about this shot that I remembered really, really well because as I was watching it, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. In Kill Bill, I'm pretty sure it's in volume 2, she's driving this very, very old car. And I was pretty young when Kill Bill came out. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but you can look up when Kill Bill 2 came out, and I was that age. And watching her drive this car, I was like, this car looks very hard. The first thing that I'm noticing in my child brain, my young person brain watching this, is that this car looks very hard. This is a very hard car. The steering wheel looks very thin and very hard. The dashboard looks very minimalistic and very hard. The whole car itself is so fucking hard. It's a very hard car. And the way that she's holding the wheel, I was like, this is a very hard car, visually, textually. And then watching her try to drive it, I was like, and this seems like a hard car to drive at the same time. And I wasn't able to make the next step of taking all those individual parts and then realizing that that's dangerous. She's in danger. That shot in the movie is like exciting and interesting to watch because it is dangerous. On an intrinsic level, our bodies and our minds and our brains are putting together all these small individual cues in a subconscious way, and we can recognize this scene's really exciting because it is actually quite dangerous, and what she's doing is dangerous. And then to hear Uma Thurman, who I love so much, I love Uma Thurman so much, to hear her talk about how she was terrified of driving that car because she felt like it was a dangerous car to drive, and then that she got hurt driving that car, that her instinct was correct and that it was dangerous, and she was damaged for filming a scene in a movie that she was. It's interesting, somebody earlier today came in and was like, there's no such thing as hypnotism. And then unfortunately what happens as you're an actor on set, having never been an actor on set, but having been on set and having been an actor and having been on set with actors, you put a lot of time and energy and effort into creating these characters, into creating these scenes, into creating art. There's hundreds of hours not only that you have put into it just to get on stage, standing in first positions to do this scene, but there's also unknowable billions, hundreds of billions of hours of other people working and thinking and planning and dedicating their effort to it. And so you can become a little bit hypnotized by all the energy and effort of all the people around you. And then as the one that everybody is looking at, as like the actor on stage, on set, in front of the camera, you can be hypnotized into doing things that you would personally never do because you are so in character. And the character needs to do the scene because you've been rehearsing the scene. And this is what the scene is now, and this is what the character does. And it's terrifying to think that really, really good actors put themselves in danger. Did you see that shot of fucking Tom Cruise breaking his ankle? Oh my God in heaven. I've watched 10 billion hours of horror movies, and I've never seen anything more graphically, visually horrible than Tom Cruise fucking snapping his ankle like a fucking twig to make that Mission Impossible movie, which I've never even seen. And I probably never will. I've seen one Mission Impossible movie, so I feel like I've seen every action movie ever made. And I know that's like diminutive and rude and the complete opposite of everything I've just been saying about all the energy and effort that people put into making art. But I said it, and I'm allowed to. Yeah. I wouldn't have watched it again after remembering your praise from a new season 2 was going, yeah. Do you believe in going with the flow versus intentional dating? I think we as humans get to do two things at once sometimes. It's great, it's complicated, but it's worth it. You can like intentionally go out on dates, and then you can also just be like, I'm also gonna live my life and just try to meet people as I exist in the world. Steve Buscemi has made a career of being the guy with that face. He was good in his Dark Materials too. I love Steve Buscemi. I love Steve Buscemi so much. I find him so handsome, so attractive. I love the sandals. Yeah, me too. So what kind of genre are you interested in acting in? I don't know. It depends. I'm old, so like we'll see what is available to me. I have to take what's available to me, baby. Are your socks for sale? Or is your footwear for sale? Oh, my dude. You're gonna get banned if you keep talking like that. Is it worth getting banned? What's up, V? What's up? What's good, Fabrizi? Did you hear about the Resident Evil stunt woman? The one whose face got degloved. One of my friends, a couple of my friends were at a party once, and one of them got cornered by like some skeezy fucking guy who made my friend feel really uncomfortable. And they were like, V, we wish you were there, because if you were there, he never would have approached us, he never would have made us feel uncomfortable. Like, part of my personality type, being extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceptive, is that I am deeply intolerable of negative vibes. To a fault. Like, it's almost a problem where I'll call people out and be confrontational if I feel like they've been even unintentionally rude to another person in the group. And like, I'll create conflict where there might not necessarily be necessary conflict, because I'm just like, hey, that's not a nice thing to say to somebody. I think you should apologize. I'm called the campaigner personality type, which means I like to speak up for people. Anyways, I can work on that. I really like when Hercules saved you from Hades in the Disney movie. This is my very casual Meg cosplay from Hercules, and I'm so glad that you guys get it. I feel very seen by my horniest of audience members, and that's the most important thing for me. That's the only thing that matters, baby. So when I think about being an actor, what I want, my greatest dream for my acting career is that the days that I'm not called onto set, somebody at some time goes, is V coming on set? Is V in any scenes today? She's not? That sucks. I wish she was here today. That's it. That's how I know that I'm being a good actor. Is if when I come in the next day, somebody goes, we wanted you to be here yesterday. We missed you. And I go, oh, you guys wanted me on set yesterday and I wasn't even here? That makes me feel so happy. It's just, that's it. That's what I hope for. That's every dream. That's every dream I've ever had. I love it. Wait, V's not here today? Walks off set. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. The whole thing can't be about me. You have to do other things too. But what I hope is that when I come back, somebody on set goes, we missed you yesterday. Those are the words that I love hearing more than anything. Like, how did you know it's not? This guy's like, I bet your feet smell like vanilla. You're a disgusting, worthless idiot, and I love the smell of vanilla, and you're absolutely correct that my whole body smells of vanilla. Shut up. I could see you being in, like, a period piece. Welcome to my menstruant. Thought we went with period piece. I could see you being in period pieces in the 1950s era. You would have been great in Don't Worry, Darling. Oh, I absolutely, yes. I definitely would have been one of the, like, neighbors being like, I think everything is fine. I don't think there is anything to worry about. Yeah, my dream is to actually get into Severance. Like, my dream would be that I get to be in, like, season 3 or 4 of Severance, because Lumen seems like the kind of company that really values average-looking whiteness. You know what I mean? It's very racist, which is unimpressive and unimaginative, and I have one of those faces. I also would, I do think I would love to be in like historic movies. I would think it'd be so fun because I love history. So what a great opportunity to really immerse myself in a different time period, which feels so good. But also that I have had 0 plastic surgery done to my face whatsoever. So I have a very natural looking face, which is good for those older types of movies. It is a problem that it's like, you can't cast Ariana Grande in Bridgerton. It would look crazy, unfortunately. Adoran, dragging your greasy, pathetic body back into my stream, under my beautiful little sandaled foot. How dare you? You owe me 10 gifted subs for 10 months of your subscription. Anyways, the most important thing, and when I dream about my, like, acting career, which I'm very excited to take my first real steps into in my 35th year of being alive. I'm an idiot. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm so excited that Canada has a very rich and exciting film industry, that lots of movies are filmed here, and especially in Ontario and BC, there are tax breaks, and there is like a culture of we want you to work here. My dream, oh my dream, that's right, my dream would be to work with Guillermo del Toro, who is very famous for loving to film his movies in Toronto. It makes me feel so excited to dream about. Imagine I got to be in a Guillermo del Toro movie. I think it could be possible because he loves doing fairy tale type stories, and I have lots of fairy tale experience. And also I'm Portuguese. I'm not Spanish, but I'm sure he can appreciate a Portuguese woman. Yeah. Am I middle-aged? Especially like an older Portuguese woman. I love his movies, and in Pan's Labyrinth, the young woman in Pan's Labyrinth, I was like, that's me when I was little. I looked like that little girl when I was little. If you look at that little girl and you look at pictures of me when I was little, you're like, you look like the little girl from Pan's Labyrinth, and I truly did. I think that's why I liked the movie so much, because I was like, this feels very much like my fucking life. Because my mother absolutely did marry a disgusting, nasty, awful, terrifying tyrant of a fascist man. Yeah, it's terrible. Scary. Terrible. Scary. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, InvaderVie, it'd be awesome to see your dreams come to fruition. Oh, I'm very excited. So guess what? I signed up for an on-film acting class. This is the first step that you take when you want to be an actor. And also, what I'm doing is available to everybody. You can do this as well, and I would actually recommend that you do, not necessarily because like you want to be an actor, but because taking classes and trying out new skills and making new connections to new people in the world is valuable to each and every one of us. So I signed up for an on-film acting class. It means that I'm going to go and like be taught by a professional actor, this is so exciting. The actor who's teaching the class that I'm taking has the same agent as my best friend. I'm so excited that I'm already like, your agent is the same as my best friend's agent. And so I get like a personal connection there, because they also might have met each other through like company experiences, or like sometimes when you have the same agent, you do get to know other people who are on the roster. So I get to go to the acting class. I'm going to be taught by somebody who I already feel like I kind of know, or at least like have a tangential relationship to. And then I don't know exactly how it'll work, but most often they give you scripts of scenes, or you get to pick scenes and bring the scripts in yourself, and then you get to pick together. And then you get to reenact your favorite scenes from movies, and they film us, and they'll do like coaching and stuff, and how did that feel, and we'll do another take this way. And then at the end of the class, you get a highlight reel of all of your acting scenes that you can then give to agencies and then get representation from an acting agent. And then your acting agent that represents you will send you out for auditions. And then if they like you in the auditions, they might not cast you in that role, but they might sometimes, it's great. Sometimes they'll even create roles for people that they feel did great auditions. Or they'll be like, you're great for this completely other role that like you didn't even audition for. There was a ton of that in movies. There's so much of that in movies. 18 months of Secret Genesis. Welcome back, 18 months of Secret Genesis. So the first step is the fact that I'm signing up for this on-film acting class. It's very exciting. I'm gonna get to, you guys think of acting scenes that you think I could play, and then we'll talk about them, and then we'll get to pick them. And I'm very excited for them. I think that's going to be very wonderful. And then hopefully you guys get to see me in commercials and stuff. It's usually how it starts. Like every person who like starts an acting career basically starts with like doing a lot of commercials. You like start by doing a ton of commercials, and then you get like small roles on small TV shows. And then if you're really lucky, you start getting bigger roles on small TV shows. And then if you're insanely lucky, you get a big role on a small TV show. And then basically that's as high as like any reasonable person should aim. But we're not reasonable people. We aim even higher. We aim even higher. I'm excited to see you on Law & Order in 4 months. Oh my God, that's going to be so fun. That's going to be very fun, mostly because Toronto Law & Order is atrociously bad. It's bad. Am I gonna do it? Maybe. Is it the right thing for me to do? Probably not. Oh, so you could be like one of those like carefree people in like a Coca-Cola ad or something. Yogurt, I guarantee you, people are gonna be like, oh my God, this girl is going to sell us yogurt. Anytime they're like, we need to sell yogurt, we need to sell tampons, we need to sell face wash. Like, and it's so funny because I used to work and like, I used to sell shampoo, I used to sell face wash, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this for you in advertising. My dream, my number one dream actually, would be to get a Colgate campaign and to be like the international smile of Colgate, because my benign white features are universally sellable. And then I just make $20 million selling Crest toothpaste and smiling. Like, I just get to smile and people are like, here's $20 million. And I'm like, that's right. That seems right. That seems like the thing. Yeah. Can't you just picture me holding a gigantic toothbrush and like really leaning into it? I love my toothbrush. I do love my teeth. I actually do. This is something that I think is true and something that I think is also funny. Oh, I'm excited. It's gonna be great. Oh yes. I think also it's gonna be nice because I'm excited to collaborate with other people. Like, I really was, I couldn't understand why I like wasn't excited to collaborate with other people for so long. And it's because I had this really, really terrifying fear that other people were going to hurt me, and that if I was hurt by other people, it would kill me. And now I realize being hurt by other people is what makes you feel alive. And being aware of how alive you are does also kind of feel like you might die as well. It's hard to parse out those feelings, and having all of those feelings all at once truly does just like click your brain processing abilities off, and you're just like, okay, well, I'm just a soup now. I'm just a human soup now. Welcome to my soupiness. Adoran, you're making me soup. Don't stop. Keep going. Do another 10, but do it in like 10 minutes. Yeah. I need to take somehow a very sexy photo of myself in this dress, but it's so flowy and loose. It's very difficult to like get the drape right, to get the sexiness of the drape just right. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best because I do my best every single day with you, and because you deserve my best. But I'm not going to promise that it's going to be the sexiest thing ever. I think I've done sexier things, and I think it's okay to understand that I'm where I am today and not where I was on other days. And more than that, what can anyone ask? Honestly, I'm just trying to relax, which I feel like is the hardest thing in the entire world. How do I relax when I'm so excited and like engaged and like activated by being here in front of you and talking with you? Like, how do you relax? How does one relax? I'm not that clever. I'm not that talented. I am that tense, and you can like see it like creeping up. In that, like, I do this and I get so excited, I get so intense, and it's like, bitch, sit down, be humble, relax. Hardest thing to do. This is why we enjoy plentiful, yes, this is why we enjoy plentiful and easily accessible marijuana here in this beautiful free country of Canada. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, look at you at the top of the leaderboard. Just like a casual 30 gifted subs. Top of the leaderboard. You deserve it, and so do I. V, I hope all is well. You look amazing. It reminds me of Meg from Hercules. That's exactly who I am today, yes. I like usually try to do a cosplay on Fridays, but I'm also exhausted because we're in March, and March is a very exhausting month. March is like an unfortunately exhausting month. So, this is all the energy that I have right now. But you guys giving me these thumbs, this is giving me energy. It truly is. Mostly because now I'm like, yes, With all these gifted subs, I am absolutely earning that pedicure later today. I am getting a pedicure later today. It's gonna be so good. This pedicure is so grown out. They did a great job. I'm gonna be really honest with you. The place that I go to get my nails done is mostly women. And then there's like one dude. There's one dude who works there. And it's usually the women who like do my nails, because like there's 25 women who work there and one guy. So the chances of him doing my nails are 1 in 25. But he did my toenails. And it was horny. And like, I'm sorry that I'm saying this. I hope I'm not sexually harassing him. But he did my toenails, and just the way he like repositioned my foot, the way he like touched my feet and legs and ankles, I was like, this is so horny. And he did the best job. I got my nails done like over a month ago. This is the same nail polish. It has maintained over an entire fucking month. It's unheard of, unprecedented, phenomenal. And then I'm also like, it's because it was horny. It's because it was horny. It's because it was horny. That guy absolutely is like a foot fetishist. To be honest, if you're a foot fetishist and that causes you to give me phenomenal pedicures, you can send me the key to your house, okay? Sign me up. I will be kicking in your door. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why do you think he works there? Because I think it's his family business. I think he was like, I want in on it. So will you get him again? I'm literally right now, like, I want to go and make sure that I get him again. Like, I want to go and get him again. Although, wait, I need to tell him that he put the wrong, pardon me, I'm so stupid. I need to acknowledge my stupidity and my huge fault in that we put the wrong color, we did the wrong color of, like, iridescent powder. But that's my fault. That's not their fault. That's not his fault. That was my fault. I should have been like, oh no, not the orange iridescent powder. It needs to be the pink iridescent powder. Or maybe the purple iridescent powder. Pink or purple. I could do either. I like both a lot, yeah. Does he do the other women's feet as well? Yes, I've seen him do other women's feet as well. Yes, I have. Just ask for him. All the nail places around here, they repeat customers, and the techs really enjoy when you specifically want them. That's so true. I feel really terrible and racist because all of the women and the man who work at this nail salon are all Asian. And the girl who did my nails had like bright blue dyed hair. And then she dyed her hair black, and I thought she was a different person. And she was like, do you remember who did your nails last time? And I was like, no, I can't remember which girl it was. And then she like burst out laughing because she was like, it was me. And like, you racist idiot. I know, canceled. Yeah. And then I was like, it was you who did my nails. Your hair is just different. Like, I'm so racist. No, I'm gonna try. I was gonna start trying to defend myself. I was really gonna start saying things about clothes. I was really gonna talk about like masks and pandemic things. You racist bitch. Just take the L. Take the racist L, you dumb bitch. I'll take it. It was very racist of me. Yeah. I don't believe that theory. I think working anywhere that involves feet as a fetishist has the potential to cure you for life. You know what? I think you are just exposing that you don't understand how fetishes work. That's not how fetishes work. That's just not how fetishes work. Fantasies. If you have a foot fantasy, if you have a fantasy of being stepped on, or if you're fantasizing about like eating my fucking toes up right now, whatever, that's something. That's something. I think a lot of people have fantasies, and that's totally something. Having a fetish is not having a fantasy. That actually takes it. I think the fact that it is a fetish truly denotes the departure from it just being a fantasy. And we all have like fantasies that could involve feet pretty easily. But once you have the fetish, I feel like maybe there's not, Like, it could be like a drug almost, I imagine. And there's like no such thing as too much. I'm so excited. Please keep gifting me subs if you feel like it's what you want to do, because I'm directly going to turn that into pedicures. All the subs will be directly transformed into pedicures, which is exactly what I'm so excited for. Looking at you is better than therapy. I mean, looking at me can be therapeutic. So if you like that, then I'm here to encourage that. Okay, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I love that I went on my break just as you gifted me 10 fucking subs. Thank you. I posted a picture on Instagram for you. That's for you. That was for your 10 gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I posted on Instagram for you. A great picture on Instagram. Picture of me in my little Megara dress. And I'm doing my little Megara thing. And it's megarific. It's meg-tastic. And it's me, InvaderVieing. Oh, I actually just really like this dress, and any excuse to wear it is a happy day to be in. Yeah, purple's fun. And, oh, sorry, my brain's completely fried. I just have no brain. I have no thoughts. I guess I'm already in the chair at the nail salon, and I'm getting my nails done. What am I listening to? Oh, maybe I'm listening to Esther Perel. Do you guys listen to podcasts? And do you know Esther Perel's podcast? Where shall we begin? I love, it's like, it's so therapeutic. One second. There we go. Listening to the podcast is like you're sitting in on therapy sessions of real people having real problems, and I mean, I can relate to literally each and every one of the problems that these people are coming in with. Or I can put myself in the shoes of when would I have left? When would I have been like, this is the straw that would break my back? And so I'm done. Goodbye. Because a lot of these people stay a lot longer than I would. Oh my gosh. So I also listen to the No Sleep podcast, and I would love to I would love to do like like teleplays. Yeah, where they do like acting podcasts. Those that sounds right up my alley. That'd be so fun. using my voice and the insides of me and not just the outsides of me. Because you guys are busy trying to figure out all the ways that you'd use the outsides of me, or try to get into the insides of me. I guess that's what I should be thinking about this weekend. Like, spring is coming, and I want to get sprung, you know. I have you on in the background while I do my work. This is how most people enjoy the stream, to be honest. Most people are just like passively listening because they're doing something else, and I'm just sitting here rambling on about like nothing in particular, and yet like everything. And every once in a while I make a kind of good comment. But mostly those are difficult to get to when, yeah, your brain's already checked out and you're already on what is going to be the most like intensely pleasurable part of your day. I love getting my nails done. I love getting a pedicure in particular, because when you get a pedicure in particular, you get to sit in the pedicure chair. And when you were little, did you ever go to the mall and see like the massage chairs at the mall? And then some people would even have like a massage chair in their fucking house if they were super duper crazy wealthy. Anyways, the chairs at the nail salon, when you get a pedicure, it's like a bowl with like water obviously going in and out of it, and then this chair is a massage chair. So I get to sit in the massage chair and get a back massage and like a shoulder massage and like a lower upper hips massage. Not lower hips, like lower back upper hips massage. And I live for it and I love it. It makes me feel so happy, so pampered. I close my eyes and I imagine what it would be like to be Cleopatra getting her nails done on a hot Egyptian afternoon. And it makes me feel so fancy and so fun. It's so dumb. I love it. Yeah, this is the best kitty. This is my sweet angel kitty. She looks real scary, but she looks real scary. But she's not. She's an angel. She's not scary. She's an angel. I love her so much. Hello, my sweet angel. I think I would also love to host a game show. I think I have perfect game show host energy, or like game show host assistant. So like, this sounds so crazy diminutive of myself, but I'm also like, there's nothing wrong with like having an excellent partnership with somebody, and I love having excellent partnerships with everybody I can. But I would love like if it was me and some other person and we were hosting a game show together. We were each other for like different personalities, but like meshing really well together. I think it'd be so fun. I think it'd be great. I love going to those appointments with my significant other because of those chairs. Don't get my stuff done, but those salon chairs are awesome. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part. And then they do my nails so beautifully. And they do my nails so beautifully because I'm kind of a psycho. And I go to the nail salon, and like a psycho, I get the same thing done every single time, which is not normal. Oh my God, what? No way! Oh my God, oh my God. I might actually go to the beautiful little cafe that's around the corner from the nail salon, and I might get myself a London fog, because this is fucking insane. This is a huge amount of gifted subs. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm actually so excited. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get a London fog. And here's the thing. So I have all these big dreams that I'm like, I want to be an actor. And like, I feel like I'm ready to like actually pursue my dream of acting. And it's so fun and exciting. And when I was a little girl, I was like, I want to be an actor who lives in a big fancy mansion on a big palatial plot of land. And I want to win Oscars. And I want to be so famous. And now, as a 34-year-old woman, I'm like, I want to be an actor. And I want to live in a small 2-bedroom, maybe 3-bedroom house in the neighborhood that I already live in, because my dream of perfect utopian happiness for myself is exactly this, is that I get to sit, do some work with some people that I enjoy working with, wrap that up for the day, walk to my favorite little cafe in my own neighborhood, get my favorite drink, a London Fog. I love a London Fog. It's Earl Grey tea made with steamed milk added with vanilla syrup. It's so fucking good. And then I go get my nails done in my favorite nail salon, and it's such a good nail salon. You guys, I saw Gabourey Sidibe getting her fucking nails done at my nail salon once. Like, she has a very distinct look. You're not mistaking Gabourey Sidibe for other people. And she was getting, I walked in and I was like, oh my God, that girl looks just like Gabourey. That's crazy. And then I saw the nails that she was getting done, and I was like, this girl not only looks like Gabourey, but she also is getting nails done like I would assume she would get her nails done. And then when she got up to leave, I was like, that is absolutely fucking her. That is absolutely fucking her. Oh, the cat's a girl cat, but it's okay. You can call her a boy. She doesn't care. I got so excited talking about Gabourey Sidibe, my cat love. I could, like, even just thinking about it, I'm like, I'm shaking now just thinking about it. This feels really exciting because here's the thing. My dream of being an actor from a kid went from being defined by what other people would give me to now my dream of being an actor is defined by what have I already given myself? What can nobody ever take away from me, no matter how high my dreams go? And I feel like I'm actually fucking ready. I feel like I'm so fucking ready. Her eyes look like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. When I saw How to Train Your Dragon, I was like, this is my fucking cat. Like, Toothless is absolutely my cat, for sure. And she's such a sweetheart, but she does look like an unstoppable, ruthless killing machine. Yeah. You guys, I hope my dreams get to come true. Mostly because, can you imagine how happy and excited, personally, you would be? And this is serious, even though what I'm saying sounds really, really narcissistic and self-centered. But the truth is, if I become successful in a way that I can't even begin to imagine, you are gonna get the incredible pleasure of having other people be like, oh, did you see that thing with that girl? And you get to be like, oh, I actually used to watch her Twitch streams. I've known about her for years. And that sense of smug, intelligent satisfaction, that takes people to another level. I've been there where I'm like, oh my God, you're telling me about somebody I've been aware of for years? I feel so excited that I'm like, yeah, I've known about them for years. That's exciting. That's fun for all of us. Are you coming up? Come on up. Val. Come on up. Hey, up. That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Hello, good dog. You gonna read chat? She also looks like a little boy, but I promise you all of my pets are girls. All of them are girl pets. Even though, yes, they do kind of have the boyish look to them sometimes. Don't we all? Sam Dog says, I saw an ad for a clock that was missing numbers. Buy now. Limited. Time only. You know what? That clock would still be right at least twice a day, right? So yeah, it's a good investment. I'd take it. I'd take it and I'd run with it. That's a cute little white stash. Got a little goatee. Here, let's show everybody. Ooh. Here you go. Hi. Hello. Yeah. She's literally the freaking cutest thing. You are the cutest thing. She's like, I know it. Yeah, I know it. Oh, I didn't put you down because I don't love you. I still love you. Oh, and then I guess when I was younger, I knew that I had dreams, and I knew that my dreams were the things that were going to keep me alive. And I feel like I could also tell that if I tied my dreams, which are the foundation of my will to live, to my success of like any career, that would definitely have killed me. Absolutely. I'm excited now that if I try to be an actor and I'm not successful, like I do 100 auditions and I get booked for 0 things. That would feel like failure for sure. Objective failure. Now if that happens, I still get to come onto my stream and talk to a couple hundred people. Like, how much of a failure am I actually gonna feel like when I get to be like, okay, well that, like, those 2 or 3 people said I'm not right for this role, but I got a few hundred people who feel like I'm perfect just for them. And then also I have this dog that makes me feel like I'm intrinsically a good person, and being a failure of an actor can't take that away from me. These are valuable things that I enjoy very much. Kenna started her own blanket fort, and next time I catch her, they'll snap a pic. Oh my god, that's so sweet. I love when they like to burrow into things. It's literally so fucking cute. Hello, my queen. Are you allowed to call me your queen without being on your knees? I don't know about that. I feel like you could do the voice of a woman set in the 30s or 40s when they had those types of sultry, intriguing radio, TV commercial voices. Are you describing me as a femme fatale? Are you telling me that I could be like a Bond villainess? Is that what you're describing? Do you expect me to speak, InvaderVie? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. Yeah, especially with the hairstyle. Volume. Such volume. It's a ponytail, so I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Absolute cinema. Oh, my evil cackle is on. Like, I absolutely can whip out a villainous cackle in a heartbeat. That's actually what I'm the most excited for. I think there's a very real possibility that I'm going to be typecast as the villain who is redeemable. And then people are going to be like, I hate her, but like, I love watching her turn into a good person. And then people are going to assume that I'm actually a bad person the whole time, and that's going to be fun to get over. You got that Maleficent laugh fucking down? I got all sorts of sounds inside of me. Puppy! Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm done. You can never stop petting her. Which kind of also means you can never start petting her, because then, you know, it's so it goes. Aren't we all just full of silly sounds? Yes, it's very difficult to get them out sometimes, though. And getting the silly sounds out is what acting is. That's like literally the foundation of acting. Yeah. So I went and I had therapy day. I had therapy day on Wednesday where I went to go see my massage therapist. And I love my massage therapist. She is such an incredible woman. I feel like she's my sister. I feel like she and I are basically the same person. Like, we have similar personalities. We have like similar dreams and ambitions. Like, I love her. I love my massage therapist. And I hadn't seen her for a couple months. And she was like, oh my God, I missed you. And like, I wasn't sure if like I was supposed to be calling you or if you're supposed to be calling me. And and so I went to finally go see her, and I had a session with her, and I got like a really, really good, we just did like upper body back, but we did like a full like upper body massage on Wednesday. And I felt like I really did feel like she was, oh my God, like healing me. Like, it wasn't just a massage. I felt like she was healing me, and I feel like I can feel kind of like the spots where I'm still broken, because I'm like, I hold so much. So there's like knot in this right shoulder. It's like right underneath here, underneath my shoulder blade. It's so tight. It feels like it like radiates and pulls like all the way through my body here. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, it makes it hard to breathe. It makes it hard to feel my heart. And I feel like it makes my face tense. And like, I can't even feel my lower body because like, it's so tight right here. It feels terrible. I hate it. And as she's massaging me, she's holding the spot in my back where it is. And she's like, did you know that in traditional Chinese medicine, this meridian line is connected to your face and your lungs and your heart and your bladder? And I was like, oh my, yes, like I feel this. Oh my God in heaven, yes. I have a traditional Chinese medicine body. Like I absolutely was on board with what she was telling me. And what was really valuable about that is that I can't feel this knot. I often feel like I can't feel this shoulder at all, which is why when I'm streaming, like it creeps up and it gets really tight, which is terrible. It leaves me with a bunch of like unnecessary tension at the end of my streams, which I'm really trying to get over. What's so valuable is that, do you guys remember learning fractions? And when it's like a fraction works one way, it also works the other way. Well, if our bodies work one way, our bodies can also work the other way. So I can't feel the knot in my shoulder, but I can feel my lungs, and I can imagine what it means to feel my heart, and I can feel my bladder. It's full of tea. And I can feel my face. And so I might not be able to feel the knot under here that's like debilitating me to a degree that I can't even begin to get into truly. You need to gift me more subs so I can afford more massage therapy appointments. Thank you. But what I can do is I can think, relax your face muscles. And I can think, relax your intercostal muscles in your chest. And I can think, relax your bladder. Don't pee yourself, but like, you're allowed to relax your bladder as well. And just thinking those things is almost enough to start undoing the tension in that knot. I hope. I don't know. I'm old and my body is old. So like, I don't know how much I need it to change because it's already changing a lot on its own. You know what I mean? It's already doing quite a bit on its own, on the regular, getting as much of itself done as it can. Is it rude of me just to ban this guy for spouting gibberish? I don't think it is. I think it's part of my experience as a Twitch streamer to just ban the annoying gibberish. Pardon me while I ban the annoying gibberish. I know that you guys don't deserve any of that. The only annoying gibberish that you guys deserve is the stuff that comes out of me. And I am here to like blast it all over you. I'm gonna just like open up wide because I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. The Meg cosplay is cute, and the dog is cute too. Thank you. Oh, you guys are very sweet to me. Thank you very, very much. I feel like I'm operating at like a 4 out of 10 today, and you guys have been 10 out of 10 for me. It's nice, and I like it very much. Yeah. I love that you guys love my feet. Yeah, go click on the links, that dashing pin. Oh my god, I love you guys so much. Go click on the links, and you can subscribe to my foot tier on Patreon. Hooray! Or you can just subscribe to the regular Patreon, which is also fun and nice. Yeah. I'm very, very excited for the idea that if I get a manager, if I get an agent for acting, I can also pursue, not that I think I'm model beautiful, but I do think that I have the look of like, I'm a regular woman that you want to buy things for. And then that gets me afforded like commercial campaigns where I'm like selling lip gloss and selling like running shoes and stuff. Yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, sorry, hold on, stretching. Maybe if I like, yeah, I can stretch out the muscles in my arm. And then that can help the muscles in my shoulder relax. If I'm so lucky. Your eyes and your hair are so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say. That's it, I couldn't figure out the outfit. I'm a damsel and I'm in distress. I can handle it. Have a nice day. I love Meg. Yes, Susan Egan. Oh, whoa. I mean, Egan is kind of a loaded last name all of a sudden, but that's just because of Severance. That's not because of Susan. But Susan Egan is absolutely like such a fucking treasure. She's the voice of Meg in Hercules. She's also the voice of Steven Universe's mom, Rose Quartz, in Steven Universe. She's a very, very, very successful voice actor. She's like one of my idols, absolutely. So I love dressing up like her. Get to dress up like one of my idols. Hooray. Your smile could light up a room. Yeah, like fireworks. Yeah. Or a flashbang. Yeah. I agree with you. I'm on board with it. Oh, I thought we were just doing compliments. You guys don't have to compliment me. I feel so happy already. I don't need anything else. I really don't. I'm gonna get a pedicure. I'm going to go get... Yeah, I'm gonna go get a London Fog from my favorite little cafe. And then I'm gonna drink the London Fog while I get my pedicure done, and I'm going to list... Oh yeah, I think that was just a misclick. No worries, babe. And then I'm going to get my headphones in. Have you ever been to Montreal? I need to go back to Montreal soon. Yeah, I think I might like plan a vacation there in the spring. I think that'd be good. Yeah, I would love to go to Montreal. One of my best friends lives there. Another friend lives there. And then also the girl that I have a crush on right now, Jessica Lee Gagne, lives there as well. I feel so bad for all the people that I have crushes on because I'm so awkward. That, like, it must feel terrible to them. It must just not be nice to be at the center of my adoration. Woo! these poor people. Anyways, so yeah, I want to go there just so I can be like, hi, look at me, I'm in your city, you should love me too, because I have a crush on you. Oh, I'm a crazy person. That's no good. Oh, maybe if I work out all the craziness from my body, I won't be so crazy in the head. Oh, I can feel the tightness. I know that the knot is there, even if I can't feel the knot, because I feel the tightness all the way around my body otherwise. Woof, I hate it. Woof, I hate it. I feel like you'd like do good modeling for like Target. I can see that. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I don't think that I'm like a high fashion supermodel by any means whatsoever. I'm not tall enough. I'm too old. I'm also fat. But I do think that I am like that like perfectly average, non-threatening white girl. Yeah, you want to buy fruit from me. You trust my like instincts on if I'm going to sell you nail polish. Got that girl next door kind of vibe. Exactly. Although what I'm really glad about is that unfortunately the girl next door gets kind of like being, you can't stay the girl next door. I'm glad that I'm like a woman. I'm glad that I am older and that it's going to be very nice and comfortable for me to be like, this role is too young for me. I can't play this role. And that's going to be wonderful and flattering when I get to be like, nope, I need to play older characters. Could we age up the character? Like, she wears Lululemon and she gets Starbucks, which is crazy because I have Lululemon, but only because one of my friends used to work for them, and she gave me all of her old work clothes when she stopped working for them. So I was like, all right, I'll take all your old Lululemon stuff. Not because I've bought Lululemon stuff. And then I hate fucking Starbucks. I don't like Starbucks at all. I would go out of my way to avoid Starbucks personally. Yes. You're white. I thought you were Italian. I am Portuguese from my mother's side of my family, and I am Ukrainian on my father's side of my family. My father's grandparents fled Ukraine because they were terrified of being killed by Russian people. And now it's 2025, and what is different? What is different for people who are currently living in Ukraine? Ectoplasm says, you look gorgeous, InvaderVie. And this guy laughs, just saying, history repeating itself. It's terrible. It's scary. Do you still have family in Ukraine? I hope that they're safe. Me too. And now I'm also worried for us as Canadians, because hearing the phrase kinetic strategy, I think it was, to be honest, I could not get over. I could not get over the implication of the word kinetic. Because I know what the word kinetic means. I learned about it when I was younger, and kinetic energy versus potential energy, it was very good to learn about. And listening to an American man on the news talk about like kinetic action or kinetic strategy against Canada is fucking insane. Is crazy in a way that no wonder a lot of us are in shock. Definitely in shock. What's a little annexation amongst geographical partners? This can never happen. This is obviously never allowed to happen. My grandparents left Ukraine before they had my father. Yeah. My grandpa and my grandmother both left Ukraine individually, and then they met as refugees, and then they moved to Canada together. That is the story of my family. And then my grandmother and my grandfather both died before I was born, and so I never got to meet them, unfortunately. Oh, bonjour from Montreal. Enjoy feeling feisty, freely, freaking fantastic, fabulous Fairy Friday vibrations. Yeah, I'm a little purple fairy today. Oh, and I'm got wet balls all over me. You mean you don't want to be the 51st state? LOL, we're so cooked. It will never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that will never happen. We are never, ever, 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 ever going to be Americans. Never. No, never. Have you seen what we're doing? So, millions of dollars worth of American alcohol are being yanked off of shelves. And that alcohol Europeans are not going to buy that alcohol. Why would Europeans ever suddenly just be like, do you know what, we can't wait to import tons and millions and millions of dollars of American alcohol. It's not for Europeans. They're not going to. It's just not for them. They have better things, to be perfectly frank, they have better things to drink. We were drinking that alcohol. We were happily being like, thank you for making this. We love to support you. This is delicious. This is a part of your heritage and your culture as Americans, and we're happy to support you as Canadians. What's happening to that alcohol? I have no fucking clue. I have no idea. This has never happened before. I don't know what's going on. I know that it's being pulled off of shelves because stores are refusing to sell it. I know that people are just being like, we're just not buying this. We just will not buy this. This is just not going to be a part of our day, and we're expressing how we feel with our wallets. And the reality is that we make great Canadian. We make great Canadian everything, almost. Except for oranges. But we can get Spanish oranges. And then the idea of drinking Spanish orange juice is like very horny, and I like it. What do Canadians make their alcohol out of? Moose milk? Oh my god. To be blessed with the milk of the moose? That's how you pick the prime minister. Yeah. That's why Justin Trudeau looks so milky soft. It's because he's the one who conquered the moose. Yeah. Si. La oranja. La orange. L'orange? Maple ale must be fire, male moose. Milky soft. Trudeau is sexy because he's Fidel Castro's son. This is a rumor. This is like one of those things that people say, and then they like put pictures of Fidel Castro and Justin Trudeau next to each other, and it's like, did you get bored of looking at pictures of Kourtney Kardashian and O.J. Simpson? Because you don't need to. You can go back and find that interesting anytime now. I don't know if he's the son of Fidel Castro, but I think it's pretty funny. Yeah. We live in some crazy fucking times, but you got nice toes, though. Shut the fuck up and gift me subs, you worthless idiots. How dare you speak about my toes without paying me? I bet there's AI photos of Trudeau naked on Moose. So here's the thing. Justin Trudeau is like covered in tattoos. So they're not also like super duper well known tattoos. I was really shocked, I think, actually, when I saw a picture of him when he was younger, and I was like, wow, that's a big fuck off tattoo. That's crazy. So I don't think you're gonna find a lot of pictures of him with his shirt off, because I don't know if Canadians know that like Justin's got a bunch of weird tattoos. Trudeau's mom was like super horny for Fidel when he was visiting Canada. Like the timeline kind of matches up a little bit. I know, okay. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit more for me to believe that then. Yeah. Ukraine has existed before and during the Soviet years. The fact that the Soviet government insisted that Ukraine was independent enough to deserve a vote in the United Nations. And I mean, hi everybody, yes. Yes, this is the thing. Ukraine has always had an independent, unique, special, and sovereign identity. Forever and ever and ever. And nothing and no one will ever take that away. not tyrants, not fascists, not disgusting, ugly men. Nope. Ukrainians will always stand tall and proud like they're beautiful sunflowers. It's just natural to who we are. And I mean, it's one of the most difficult things that you can do in this world is be your authentic, natural self. But it's what we do because it's what makes life worth living. I didn't even see that nasty comment that you responded to, Upright Lion. You're doing the Lord's work, my dear. You're doing the Lord's work. Oh, yeah, she's making a mess of my bedroom in an effort to get her ball. I can't blame her because I would do the same things, yeah. In the end, we're all just going to be controlled by Bosnia-Herzegovina. In school, we had to learn all of the countries and all of the capitals, and then we learned all of the states and the state capitals, and obviously we learned all the province and territories and all the province and territory capitals in Canada. And learning about Bosnia and Herzegovina, I was like, whoa, what a mouth fucking full. Yes. Yo, you got the ball! You got the ball, you're so good, bring it here. I hope life's being kind to you, V. No, are you kidding me? Oh my god. On the micro scale, like as close to my heart as I could possibly have it, after having these like terrible revelations about how abusive, neglectful, and inappropriate my childhood was, I like reached out to my brother, who I thought was a safe family member to confide in. To Joe Biden. Pardon me. So I like reached out to my brother and confided in him and was like, oh my god, our childhood wasn't good. Our childhood was bad. And bad in ways that are undeniably bad. My brother was like, oh yeah, I'm totally on board with you. Yeah, I remember all this bad stuff for sure. And then after weeks and weeks of talking and months of talking about it, I was like, so we can agree that this bad stuff was so bad. What are we going to do to help prevent this bad stuff from ever happening? And all of a sudden, my brother like ripped off his face and exposed himself for the traitorous bastard that he is. And he was like, I don't think we should say or do anything. I think it's totally fine that like these adults abused us as children, because now we're all adults and they're not abusing us as children anymore. And I was just like, it doesn't really matter if we're all adults now. They failed as parents. And the consequence of that is that as adults, we tell them that. And then they get to be angry and upset and argue, but like that's the truth of what has happened. And I don't know, I was so shocked because I thought my brother was a brave, honorable man. And then I realized that my brother is a cowardly, spineless loser. And now that I recognize that my brother is a cowardly, spineless loser, I'm like, well, yeah, no wonder he had a girlfriend who was incredibly nasty and controlling, and frankly, one of the ugliest people I'd ever seen inside and out. I was just so taken aback at how ugly she was on the inside and on the outside. But he was so in love with her and so dedicated to her. When she dumped him and was like, okay, thanks for like letting me manipulate you for this entire relationship, he stayed in BC. He stayed in Vancouver because he was like, I want to show her that like I didn't come here just for her. And I mean, if you tried to point out to him that his decision to stay because of her is just as pathetic as the decision to leave because of her, actually it would have been better for him to leave because it might have been seen as choosing himself in some way. But he didn't. He just stayed in BC and then terribly complains and whines. He's like, I have no friends here. I have no life here. I work from home here. I'm like, don't want to go out and do things here. And so I'm like, okay, then move home. Oh my God, move home then. Move home. You have like 25 friends who live here in Ontario. All of our family is here. I'm here and I'm your friend. You tell me. Come on, let's change your life for the better if you feel like you're noticing that your life could be better. And his response was no. His response was like, that sounds difficult and that sounds complicated, and yeah, let's stay in the most expensive city in North America to prove to some girl that isn't even a part of your life anymore that this is what you really want. But it's like, she's moved on, she doesn't even talk to him, and he's sitting at home alone with his cat, being like, my cat is my best friend, and I can't imagine living without my cat. I was just like, big brother, you must imagine living without your pets. That's kind of the deal with pets. They don't live forever. Nobody gets a pet going, well, you and I are gonna live together forever. That's delusional and dangerous and an inappropriate way of living. And you can't tie your existence to your pet's existence. You should have a life of your own that you've cultivated. And I worry because he's a 40-year-old man. He just turned 40. He's 5 years older than me, and I'm about to turn 35. And he has nothing. He has a job that underpays him. He has 2 friends in Vancouver who are introverted and flaky and are both named Michael. So not a ton of diversity or support there. And his last relationship ended in 2019. And hasn't come, and that was the only girlfriend he also ever had. One of the most frustrating parts of this is that he has a therapist. So I really tricked myself into thinking that he was on the right path and things were going to be okay with him. Because I was like, well, at least he has a therapist. But when I was like, big brother, what did your therapist say when you told your therapist about the abuse that we've both come to realize we suffered through as children? And my brother said, I haven't talked to them about it. I don't talk about that in therapy. Which was confusing in a way that actually enraged me. I feel really bad because the last time I talked on the phone with my brother, I did get so angry at him that I was yelling at him. I was just like, these people are child abusers. Why are you pretending like we should make our lives smaller to make these child abusers feel more comfortable? This is insanity, and this insanity is hurting us. He was just like, why are you yelling at me? Like, you're always yelling at me. And the truth is, I was yelling at him because the lack of action that he is experiencing in his life is called tonic immobility. It's part of being traumatized. Part of being traumatized means that you freeze and you don't move. And he's frozen. He's literally frozen in place by the trauma of being dumped by his ex-girlfriend, by the trauma of, I don't know, maybe his own decisions, by the trauma of our childhood. He is literally completely frozen in place. And I was as well. I was really frozen in place with this idea that I needed to learn how to get along with these men, with my dad and my stepdad who are child abusers. I thought I had to learn how to get along with them. But that was actually just fear and shame keeping me frozen in place, which was then preventing me from going after my dream of being an actor, or even streaming, literally even streaming. Yes, Roy Stang, this is live and these are Birkenstocks. Getting unfrozen from that fear and that paralysis and even that perspective that I need these men to like me, or I need to be good to these people who were so terrible to me. Becoming unstuck from that is violent, if going into that state is violent. So have you guys ever been around birds? This is really obvious in birds, or small rodents like hamsters or guinea pigs. If you pick up a hamster or a guinea pig, or any small animal, and you approach them very gently and very quietly and very softly, and you pick them up very gently and very softly and very quietly, and you turn them over very gently and very softly and very quietly, they'll stay in place for a moment, And then they'll very softly and very gently and very quietly usually like get themselves out of being turned upside down. And they just go back about their day. If you chase down an animal and it fights and thrashes and freaks out in fear and it wiggles around and it like fights for its life, and you grab it and you turn it over, it will freeze in fear. It will freeze in fear. And it will stay frozen in fear for exactly sometimes hours. Yeah. And then when it comes out of that frozen state after possibly hours, it will come out of it fighting just the way that it went into it. And the way that we've come to understand trauma, as Peter Levine describes it in his book In an Unspoken Voice, which I cannot recommend enough, is that the way that you go into trauma is the way that you will come out of trauma. So in my household growing up, the adults would just scream at you. They would just yell at you until you were very small and very quiet and very inhuman. And so, yes, coming out of this now as an adult, I'm going to scream and I'm going to yell. Because as a child, I should have yelled. I should have had the opportunity to yell back at those adults and say, you can't speak to me this way. You can't scream at me this way. If you scream at me, I will scream at you. And then we will both have to stop screaming. But I wasn't allowed to do that as a child. Children aren't allowed to scream back. Children are told to be quiet and be screamed at. And that's not healthy. That's not normal. That's like not a part of living a good life at all. But it does mean that as an adult, when you come out of this like catatonic state of being traumatized, it means that you're going to have a lot of yelling. There's going to be a lot of yelling that's going to come out, especially when people try to tell you to be quiet. Because as a child, you told me to be quiet. It wasn't appropriate that I was screaming, that this felt abusive as a child. And now I'm an adult. Now I've been an adult for well over a decade. And I think as an adult, I am allowed to scream about child abuse now. And I think anyone who would try to stop me is like, as bad as a fucking child abuser. Go fuck yourself. Children don't have the tools to fight child abuse. But as a child, I developed every tool I could to express myself in the hopes that somebody would notice that I was being abused. And it's one of the things that I think compels me and also supports me in my dream of being an actor. Because I know what it is to scream for your life using the words, I'm having a bad day. Those words can mean I'm about to die. They really can. And I remember saying I'm having a bad day as a child. And as an adult, I can hear the subtext of my own experience. And it was that, like, my living environment growing up was killing me. It was killing me. I was so anxious and so terrified of behaving inappropriately, because if I did that, I would have been annihilated by my family. And the way to behave inappropriately that would invite annihilation from my family was to point out their bad behavior. But the reality is, it's good to have your bad behavior pointed out. That is how you improve bad behavior, is by somebody pointing it out and you having the mindfulness and the reflective ability to go, there's truth in what I'm hearing and it makes me feel terrible. And I can see that the way to feel better is to sit in this awful feeling of terribleness and to not just like shift the blame off into somebody else or onto somebody else. Which there was a lot of that. There is a lot of shifting blame in my childhood, which is also why I'm like very forgiving of myself when I notice that I am shifting blame. Yeah. Oof, baby. You guys, we gotta be generous and kind to ourselves. No one else is going to be. People are gonna be nasty and mean to us. So let's be kind to ourselves. And then when people are nasty and mean to us, we can go, ugh, there's a time and a place for that nastiness. And it's not on myself, towards myself. Oh no. Okay, one more little break and then I'll wrap up stream. So you guys stay here and hang out with me. drunk moderators. Drunk moderators. Hello, my little drunk moderator. Hello. Yo. Oh, hello. Hello, hello. Hey, girl, hey. Hi. I'm drunk as fuck. Baby, the only thing you need to do is drink some water, take a Tylenol and Advil before bed. Make sure you take care of future you, okay? Present you is like fucked up drunk, and that's horny and fun, and I am here for it. But we gotta take care of futuritis too. Take care of futuritis. Make sure you're drinking water and taking a Tylenol and an Advil before bed. Yay. Yeah, good. That's what I regretted not doing the last time I got plastered. Which, like, isn't always on the regular, but every once in a while you do need to you need to cut a little loose. Gotta cut a little loose. No, don't take Tylenol with alcohol. I don't think taking one Tylenol is gonna kill you. I really don't. I don't think you should take, like, a bunch of Tylenol with alcohol at the same time. I don't think that's what anyone's advocating. But I think taking one Tylenol and one Advil before bed after a night of drinking can help you be, like, a little bit less hungover. Just a little bit. I am not surprised that you're typing well because you're so drunk, because alcohol relaxes you. And the reason that we're bad at typing is probably because we're anxious, not because we're bad at typing. Being relaxed is good. Being relaxed is fun. Being relaxed is, like, the goal. You know what I mean? It's where we're headed. It's where we all want to get to. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Awesome Sauce. I didn't want to tell you no. But the liver's filtered Tylenol and alcohol. Its ibuprofen is the same but safer. Awesome Sauce, you're wrong, my love. Tylenol is not the same thing as ibuprofen. Acetaminophen is not the same thing as whatever Tylenol is. Acetaminophen is Tylenol and ibuprofen is ibuprofen Advil. They're different things, and the reason why taking one of each is good for you is because they help fight pain in your body in two different ways. And so my best friend is a doctor, the one who lives in BC. My doctor friend who lives in BC with the kids. She's got 2 kids, so fun. And she's the one who is just like, the minute you feel anything, like, oh, I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, or I feel like, because it's inflammation as well. Inflammation is kind of the number one. People believe, they're like, wow, inflammation is really, really bad for you. And inflammation, especially after a hangover, could be one of the main things that's bad for you. And so I think it's ibuprofen that helps reduce inflammation. But they're both painkillers is what I meant. Yeah, but they work in very different ways. Awesome Sauce, stop. I said to my friend, on the orders of my friend who is a doctor, take a Tylenol and an Advil and drink water before bed, and you're arguing with me, and now you're doing a bad job of arguing with me. Where you're like, well, they're both just painkillers, right? And it's like, no! Shush, you don't know what you're talking about. You silly thing, you. Get out of here. Telling me, I'm not trusting you over my doctor friend. Yes, what you're saying is correct, and I had to look it up because I had my teeth ripped out today. The extra part, because my doctor friend told me this. She's like, just take a Tylenol and an Advil. And I was like, oh yeah, I usually take 2. And then she was like, don't do that. She's like, don't ever do that. Number 1, our bodies can only absorb about 40 milligrams of this stuff. Both of them. Your body can't even absorb more than 40 milligrams of it. It just goes out of you anyways. So she's like, don't ever take 2 of anything. Like, don't ever take 2 Tylenol. Don't ever take 2 Advil. Don't ever take 2 of anything. She's like, there's no need for that. Your body's not even going to use the second pill. It's just to, like, make it run out faster so that you buy more of it. She's like, just take 1 Advil and 1 Tylenol as, like, a cure-all, basically. And she's like, that works for so many things. It works for so much stuff. Because you check out the one type of... Oh my God, you check out that one type of pain, and then you check out that other type of pain, and then it's good. And yay! Yay, Tilden's drinking the best lemon Fanta right now. Guys, can I describe the most amazing thing that happened to me last night? So, even for a person who's like 6'5" and 200 pounds, I don't know. I can't possibly know that off the top of my head, but I know this is what my doctor friend told me. I think we're talking past each other. I'll stop, but don't fuck around with Tylenol. I don't think I'm saying you can just fuck around with Tylenol, and I agree that no one should ever fuck around with Tylenol. I think that if you're drunk and you're about to go to bed, taking one Tylenol and one Advil is good. I think that's good for you. I think it's okay. I don't think we have to talk past each other beyond that, because it's a different conversation of like, should I take like 16 Tylenols? Like, no, of course not. That's not what I'm saying at all. I need to talk about last night. It was so great. The poet came over after he was done doing punches and kicks at Muay Thai. And then this very handsome, very sweaty, very attractive man just like got naked in my living room. He wasn't actually naked. He was still wearing his underwear. But I was just like, this is pornography that I have masturbated to. Where like a girl is just sitting on her couch and then a guy walks in and he just starts stripping just for her. Yeah. What a great day to have eyes. A standard pill often has 200 milligrams. So even if the 40 milligram figure was calibrated to V's body size, a much larger person still just needs that one pill. It's kind of I trust my doctor friend who went through medical school and like fucking aced it. And then was just like, wow, a lot of general aches and pains and body stuff that we go through daily is probably due to one of two types of inflammation. Maybe both types of inflammation, and taking a single Advil and a single Tylenol can sort of alleviate that. Even if it's just a little bit in your mind to begin, your body takes over the rest and can like alleviate itself too. Are the poet and I in a relationship? No. We're being single together this year, but we're like kind of dating each other, yeah. Like we go on dates and we hang out, but there's no expectation that he's the only person that I'm gonna go on dates with, and there's no expectation that I'm the only person that he's gonna go on dates with. Like, we were both talking yesterday, though, about how relieving it is when somebody that you match with online disengages from you. So you guys remember Batman that I went on dates with? I went on a date with a guy who was very tall. He was very, very tall. I called him Batman. He messaged me to be like, hey, V, I met somebody and I've really connected with them. So although I've enjoyed my time with you, I feel like this other relationship is where I'm going to start putting my energy and focus. And on one hand, I was like, yes! Oh my God, yes! Okay, good. Because, like, I liked him, but I didn't feel like I didn't need to pursue what I was feeling with him. I was like, I like you, but I don't feel like I need to pursue that feeling whatsoever. So I didn't know how to break up with him, and then he broke up with me for me. Yay. It's good that way. That's the good way. And then, yeah, the poet was like, I have the exact same story. And it's so weird that, I mean, I'm not good at listening all the time, and I'm very distracted when I'm with him. So a lot of the stuff that he says to me or tells me doesn't go in right, which is bad. But I'm working on it. So I'm just trying my best to listen to him. But anyways, he was like, yeah, the same thing happened with me, that I matched with this girl, and then it took a while to respond to her. We've like talked about this on stream, how I have my own hangups, and like if I feel like somebody isn't texting me back in like a timely manner, then I worry that I'm like, I did something and they don't want to talk to me, and my brain like immediately goes slippery slope fallacy, and not hearing from them for this little bit of time must mean that I've done something wrong and I'm in trouble, and like everything is wrecked and ruined beyond repair. And like that's not true at all, even though that's something that I feel like a lot of us feel. And it sounds like that's what this girl felt, where like he didn't message her back for like a day maybe, or like a day and a bit. And then when he did talk with her, she was very much like, I'm not interested in talking with you anymore. And as he's telling me this story, I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry, that must really suck. Because in my head, I'm like, he probably was like so into her. And he's sitting in my living room with like my arms and legs wrapped around him, telling me this story in response to me being like, oh, I'm so happy this guy broke it off with me because I didn't know how to dump him. I don't think good. I don't think good. I do my best, but is it good? Myth. Do you consider yourself polyamorous? No, I'm just single. No, this is just what it is to be single. I just don't have a romantic partner that's like my boyfriend. So I'm without a boyfriend. Oh man, though. Oh gosh, though. So, do you remember the dude that I went on a couple of dates with last? Oh no, sorry. This will be for Monday's stream. Never mind. Okay, I'll leave you on that cliffhanger. A man from my past reappeared and was like, hey, do you want to be in a threesome? More details about that on Monday. Or maybe on Tuesday? I feel like on Monday we might be doing... There's like repair stuff that might be happening in the apartment on Monday. So maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. You know what, you guys? You just show up when I show up, and I'll show up when you show up. And I'm sure that like ships in the night will cross paths. I hope. I don't know. Oh, good. Sweet Anita. Oh, or Ashley Roboto. Who should we rate today? Ashley or Anita? Oh God, there's so many friends streaming today. I feel like we just rated Anita, so let's raid Ashley. Upright Lion says, as a medical student, I'm sure you'll agree that people should listen to their own doctors about the dose and the need of any medication. Yes, it's true. A man being 35 this year is crazy. I only have 8 days left. Oh, yay. Good for you. Okay, bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, the Siri bot said goodbye, too. I love it when it does that. That's great. Okay, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later, okay, everyone? Bye.